And we say good evening to you from Craig McCord Field at Ayersville High School. Week number 4 of the high school football season and opening night of conference play for the Green Meadows Conference. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller with you on this gorgeous Friday night here in the beginning of September. What is set to be, well, Scoop, as we know, we get through the first part of the season. Now it's league play, and both of these teams are looking to go 1-0 in GMC.
Well, you're right. The preseason is over, so to speak. They've had their 3 non-league games, both these schools, but this is where it all matters right here. You want to get out on the right foot here in GMC play, and certainly it's going to be an uphill task here for Ayersville, who comes in searching for their first W. Meanwhile, Fairview has had an outstanding start. The Apaches, loaded with talent, back from a team that nearly won the GMC championship a year ago, trying to be that team that finds itself on top of the ladder board at the end of the season.
You know, 2 very different looking teams here in week number 4. And like you said, Ayersville looking for that first win of the season. Really, we'll talk about this a little bit more, but, you know, they've had a tough start to the season, but last week really kind of put some things together. The score doesn't necessarily resemble how that game went, but got out of hand late. But they were in that game against Mohawk last Friday, so they're putting some pieces of the puzzle together and building from week 1 to week 3 so far.
Well, you're right. They made some big strides, I thought, in week 3 there. You mentioned how, you know, they scored, I think, early in that third quarter to make it a 5-point game, so they're within striking distance there in the second half, something they weren't able to do in the first 2 weeks where they had a running clock against them.
Well, let's take a time out on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Make sure you check them out online at drivebobestill.com. We'll come back. We'll break down the 2 teams. We'll get you set for week number 4 of the high school football season. Fairview at Ayersville right here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back to our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller with you here. Week number 4 of the high school football season on DCTV Sports. As we have a GMC opener tonight, Fairview on the road at Ayersville. The Pilots come in with a record of 0-3 on the season for head coach Andrew Mickey, who's in his 4th season here at Ayersville. A career record of 16-19 and a tough go of it. Week number 1, they fell to a 2-1 Delta team, a team in Delta that's 2-1. Scoop and I saw a couple of weeks ago, 42-8 on the road at Patrick Henry. Week 2, lost 41-0. That's a 3-0 team. And then last week against Mohawk, another 3-0 team fell 40-15. But again, really starting to find their identity a little bit. We're going to see 3 backs in the backfield, but Eli Berner seems to be the guy that they've relied on so far early on this season.
Well, he's been their go-to guy through 3 games. He's carried the football 59 times. The rest of the backfield about 20, you know, so he's certainly going to be their horse. I don't think there's any secret about that. And you kind of mentioned a little bit, Josh, there where, you know, the first 3 games, especially I thought for Ayersville, against very good opponents. Those 3 opponents combined 8-1, so sometimes that can be misleading, but let's make no bones about it. We know how good this Ayersville team is. We had them a couple weeks ago in that great contest with Delta. So this is the team, you just have no margin of arrogance when you're playing a team like Fairview that's so explosive offensively.
Well, and I think that's going to be the key here tonight for Andrew Mickey's squad is, and you know, I've kind of talked a little bit, they're going to have to sustain some drives here. You want to keep that offense off the field, even though they can strike quickly, but on the defensive side of the football, and they've got some good tacklers, Dane Ewers, Owen Lloyd, kind of some of their big guys making some tackles here, but tackling in space is going to be a huge piece tonight because we know what this Fairview offense is capable of doing.
Yeah, and tackling in space is easier said than done, especially when you're looking at the athletes that Fairview has lined up in those skill position. They have so much depth there offensively. Of course, it all starts with Will Zedike there, the signal caller, but then you've got speedsters like Owen Lohninger, who can just go the distance at any time, that big play speed. You got Gavin Mead. You got Garza. I mean, all those guys are just solid. So that's going to be a key, you know, how well the Pilots can really kind of control the clock, manage the game, try to make this a low possession game where you're not giving that Fairview offense a lot of opportunities.
Well, last year at Fairview, Apaches won 41-7. Ayersville hasn't been able to get a win in this series since 2023. Week 10, an overtime win in 2023. Fairview leading the series 27-23, this being the 51st meeting between these two teams. Let's take a time out here on our Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. When we come back, we'll check in with the with the Fairview Apaches, and we'll hear from their head coach, Doug Rakes. All to come on our Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show next on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back to Craig McCord Field here at Ayersville High School. Our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show rolls on as we are getting set for week number 4, Fairview on the road at Ayersville. The Apaches come in with a record of 3-0 for head coach Doug Rakes in his 11th year at Fairview. This is like his, 9 or 10th stint at Fairview, but he's been back and forth a little bit. 64-47 his overall record as a head coach. Week number 1, a win over Wauseon, 34-28. Week number 2 against Delta, 36-32, a game we saw. And then last Friday over at Bryan, they got a big win, 47-7. This scoop, and we've kind of mentioned this already. They're averaging 427.7 yards a game. Over 325 yards passing in a game through 3 weeks. Offensively, this team is just monstrous what they can do.
Well, I've been so impressed with them the last couple seasons, honestly, Josh. But, usually field position plays a lot into football games. I don't think field position really means anything to this Fairview team because they could have it at their own 5-yard line and be in the end zone a play or two later. We've seen that. So we know this team's very explosive. It's going to be so important for Ayersville not to give up that big play. We know that's much easier said than done.
Well, when you take a look at this Fairview squad, the senior class at Fairview, and this is something I caught on to as I was doing some research this week, this senior squad for Fairview, 0-10 as freshmen. And they've slowly built on that. A 2-win season, and last year, obviously, they went 8-2. But this is a senior group, and they've got some juniors thrown in there too that are really some big playmakers. But this is a group that's hungry to prove what they're capable of doing.
Well, you're right. They want this to be that breakthrough year. All these guys in that senior class, they've lived through that 0-10 season. They've made great strides throughout each year. And you mentioned last year 8-2 the regular season. They also were able to pick up one playoff win before bowing out to Ottawa Hills in the second round. But this wants to be, for the Apaches, that breakthrough year where they can make not only a statement to GMC, but also a deep playoff run. But what a great atmosphere. We kind of talked about it. But remember, these are the top 2 teams in the GMC as far as football championships won. Fairview leads with 19, the most of any GMC school. Right behind them with 15 is Ayersville. So in 55 years of GMC football, these two have combined for 34 GMC titles, and they want to make it 35 this year, I can guarantee you.
Well, I had an opportunity to sit down with Doug Rakes earlier this week. We talked about not only that senior class and the offense, we talked about the defense as well, which is much improved over the last couple of seasons, as I had an opportunity to go one-on-one with Fairview head coach Doug Rakes. Well, Coach, coming into week number 4, finishing up that non-league schedule, 3-0. Talk about where this team has come from.
I think, just a lot of improvement week 1 against Wauseon. Did some good things, but also struggled in some areas. And, I thought in the second half of that game we improved and were more like ourselves. But, then going into week 2 against a really good Delta team, we were a little bit beat up front, which has kind of been the case for us all off season and going into this season. But I thought our kids competed really well against a really physical team. I thought we matched their physicality, and that was a big part of why we were able to win that game. And then last week kind of put things together during the Bryan.
See that 3-0 record on paper, but talk about having that tough non-league schedule, and you guys have had to battle a little bit. That really does goes a long way as you prepare to head into the league schedule.
Yeah, I agree. I think, maybe in years past, the first two games against Wauseon and Delta, which kind of came down to the wire, we might not win those games last year or the year before. And, the fact that we had those games against two pretty good opponents, especially, Delta, and came out on top, I think those are character builders, and I think they're going to pay dividends in the long run for us.
Well, and obviously, we know what your team could do offensively, but one of the things that stands out to me, Doug, is the defensive side of the football. This is a group that has seen improvement over the last two seasons. Talk about what you see there on the defensive side of the football.
I think kids are understanding their roles a little bit more, and it helps when you have upperclassmen playing versus sophomores and freshmen. Now those guys are juniors and seniors, and that makes a big difference, not just from an experience standpoint, but there's a difference between playing 17-year-old kids and 14-year-old kids, and just from a physicality standpoint, I think we've grown from that standpoint.
Non-league schedule at GMC, obviously, those 3 weeks. What have you seen out of the rest of the league so far in the early non-league part of the season?
Well, I think, you've seen some teams that have played really tough schedules. Tenora and Ayersville both stand out to me in terms of what they've done schedule-wise. Also, you could throw Wayne Trace in there. And they've played some really, really good football teams. And I think along with us, those are probably the top 4 schedules in the league. And, Tenora being 0-3 is a situation where, obviously they played some tough teams, but what's hidden in that 0-3 record is the fact that they've been right in 2 of those games, and the one that they haven't been in was Liberty Center, and I'm not sure that too many teams in this area would have fared much better against Liberty Center, to be honest with you. And then you look at Ayersville, the first 2 games didn't really go their way, but they competed in those games. And against Mohawk, they were right in that game through 3 quarters, and then just kind of ran out of steam in the 4th quarter. But I think what you see when you look at everything is you see a very competitive league this season.
Well, you open up the conference schedule on the road at Ayersville. Talk about what you know about the Pilots coming up Friday night.
Tons of respect for Coach Mickey. We go back a long way, and I know that he does things the right way, and he's going to have their guys ready to play. Every year it's been a battle. Even if you look at last season, the final score didn't really indicate what a battle that game was. And, I know that they're really big up front, and they're committed to what they do in a running type offense. They're going to try to take the air out of the football and sustain long time-consuming drives and try to keep the ball out of our hands. And they have some athletes this year. They got a couple of their basketball kids to come out that weren't players for them before, and they're trying to get those guys the ball. But really, Eli Berner is their workhorse, and they're going to try to give it to him, I would assume, 25-30 times. And he's a real big, strong kid, and knowing him from track, I know that he has some speed as well. So they present a challenge for us. We're going to have to get them off the field, and we need a few 3-and-outs to start the game and try to get up early on them to try to take them out of their game as much as we can.
Well, Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us, and best of luck Friday night.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh.
That's Fairview head coach Doug Rakes on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Stick around. More to come from Ayersville right here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back to our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Josh Bush and Scoop Miller with you here on week number 4. I'll tell you what, Scoop, I don't know that we've had a start of a football season that has been as gorgeous weather-wise as what we've had so far here in 2025.
Well, you're right. Not only have we avoided the rain, but we have avoided that heat. That's one of the worst nightmares for a young athlete. You're out there playing the first couple weeks of the season, August, early September, and you got, last year I think we had a heat index of the 90s that started one of our games. So this has been not only player-friendly, but fan-friendly. You can show up as you are, and broadcaster-friendly as well. So certainly blessed by the weather we've had.
Well, the Ayersville Parliament Marching Band on the field getting things going here. Special night here tonight as well. They honored Chad Gieseke with a memorial bench here, and just a really nice thing. huge round of applause all the way around the stadium here for that.
Yeah, that was nice to see. What a great gesture to a guy that not only did so much but meant so much to this entire community. So, well done by the Ayersville community tonight to really appreciate it. Again, just trying to give back a little bit for the great service that Mr. Gieske provided us all.
Well, let's get you set with some keys to the game tonight. Northwest State Community College keys to the game. Key to great career opportunities begins with great education at Northwest State. Visit them online at northweststate.edu. Scoop, let's talk Ayersville Pilots here tonight for the home team. Andrew Mickey's squad, what do you see that they're going to have to get done here tonight against Fairview?
Well, I think it's going to start with they have to win the trenches, and this is an area where Ayersville has a lot of guys returning from last year. In fact, their entire offensive line is back. They're going to have to be really sharp down low in the trenches, really do a good job getting off the football on both sides of the football here tonight. And I think the other thing is for the Pilots, Josh, is they have to move the chains. They have to really control the time possession. They have to find a way to convert on third down. They need those long, lengthy drives and try to rest that defense, because we know this Fairview offense is going to put a lot of stress and strain on this young Pilot defense. But certainly we know that Ayersville's the underdog coming in this GMC Open. But as we already mentioned, both these teams have so much tradition. You have to go out there and earn it between the lines. That's what makes this rivalry so great. And as you mentioned, tonight will be the 51st game of this series. Incredible.
Flip it over to the Fairview side of things. Doug Rakes and his squad, what are they looking to get done here tonight for a victory?
Well, I think first, we know how good their offense is, but I'm going to start with their defense. I think it's going to be important for Fairview. They got to get off the field on third down. This is an Ayersville team that's just going to go with their power run game. There's no secrets about it. They might sprinkle in a play action pass now and then, but they want to control that clock. I think the other thing is, use your athletes. They got great speed. They want to try to get the ball to those playmakers.
Well, I think another thing here that I was looking at, Scoop, and this is kind of one of those cliche things, but how important is it for Ayersville to get off to a good start here tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be huge because, again, this is an Ayersville team that doesn't have that real explosive playmaking ability. So the last thing you want to do is fall behind and maybe get out of your element where you start maybe throwing the ball a little bit more than you want to. I think that's what hurt them in that tough loss to Mohawk last week. They had 3 interceptions. So I think they really want to try to keep the ball on the ground and just use that, that surprise pass now and then just to try to keep Fairview honest a little bit.
Keys to the game courtesy of Northwest State Community College. Visit them online at northweststate.edu. One final timeout on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. Kickoff around the corner next. It's Fairview and Ayersville on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Back here at Ayersville, Craig McCord Field, as we are getting set for week number 4 in the high school football season. The Green Meadows Conference, their first week of league night here in the GMC. And as we look, Scoop, at the GMC, Edgerton, Fairview, Paulding, all 3-0. Antwerp and Hicksville 1-2. Ayersville, Tenora, Wayne Trace looking for that first win. But again, grain of salt. You look at that Tenora 0-3. They were loaded up. I think it's going to be a fun year in the Green Meadows Conference.
It really is. I mean, you talk about Tenora going 0-3. Well, remember, Tenora went 0-3 last year, and what they ended up doing, going 7-0 in the GMC. So that's kind of the preseason. We kind of hit upon that a little bit earlier that that's when you want to try to fit all the pieces together and then have your A game ready for this GMC opener, which we have in front of us right now.
Well, when I was talking to Doug Rakes earlier this week, I said, tested early on in the season against Wauseon. We saw the test that Delta presented them this year. And, when you have non-league games like that, and it's not just Fairview, you look at all these teams, Ayersville, Tenora, they are running the gauntlet in the non-league schedule. And I said, how important is that when you get into week 6, week 7, and when you're battling these other GMC schools? Those are huge things. You can't replace that on the practice field, what you go through to overcome some adversity and challenges early in the season.
Well, you're right. That's huge because, let's face it, I think on paper you mentioned how you got Paulding, Fairview, Edgerton all undefeated. But, athletically, I think Paulding and Fairview perhaps have the most athletic teams in the GMC. So you don't want that first really, really strong test to be when you have all the marbles on the line. So I like how Fairview was able to schedule up. They got a couple teams from the Northwest Ohio Athletic Conference. They're always going to expose you, test you a little bit, and we certainly saw that. Delta took them right down the wire, game that could have went either way. So, again, that's what you want to do, precede, prepare you, if you want to try to get, for Fairview, what would be their 20th GMC championship this year, their first since the 2021 season.
51st meeting between these two teams here tonight. Fairview leading the overall series 27-23. Again, a year ago, Fairview the big winner 41-7. And as we get you set for our opening kickoff here tonight, we're going to be setting it down on the field here in just a moment. The Ayersville Pilot Marching Band will be providing our National Anthem. It's courtesy of the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families and connect them with the resources available to them. Our national anthem, courtesy of the Defiance County Veterans Office, again, supporting our local veterans and their families and connecting them with the resources available to them. Let's check in with our Baker Schindler starting lineups here tonight. The Fairview Apaches won the toss. They elected to defer, so Ayersville will be receiving. Let's get the Ayersville starters here first. Our starting lineups, courtesy of Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. And the Ayersville offense will be led by their junior quarterback, Brady Zartman. 8 of 26, 45 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. But it's that backfield that you got to look for. They're led by the senior Eli Berner. There'll be Owen Lloyd and Tucker Sprout in the backfield as well. The wideouts, sophomore Dane Ewers and senior Ryan Johnson up front. Ben Muehlman will anchor that line in the middle. Garrett McConnell and Levi McConnell are the guards. Brady Thomas and Caden Boer are the tackles. Let's flip it over for Fairview, their defense up front. And this is a group that's been experienced now, and they're getting better every single year as we take a look at the Fairview defense tonight. There we go. The tackles are Isaiah Weed and Gage Mullins. The tackles, Gavin Mead and Adam Spengler. The linebacking core, a senior, a junior, and a sophomore, Brody Williams, Stephen Mendez, and Drayden Grinnell Dennis. And in the defensive backfield, your corners, Elijah Aaron and John Huffman. And the safeties, Gavin Garza, Logan Olinger. Our starting lineups, courtesy of Baker Schindler Company. Again, the area serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. And, well, we're going to find out real quick here how this Ayersville offense is going to be against this Fairview defense.
Yeah, we certainly are. And, again, it's going to be run heavy. It'd be interesting to see what Fairview does. Maybe they're going to stack an extra guy in the box. Typically, Fairview runs a 3-4. They do different stunning, a lot of different blitz packages. I look for this Fairview defense to be very aggressive, trying to stop that run and force Ayersville to go upstairs.
Well, we're set for week number 4. Our opening kickoff tonight is delivered by Superior Credit Union, a not-for-profit member-owned financial cooperative. Visit superiorcu.com and find out more about joining their winning team at Superior Credit Union. For Fairview, it'll be Landrick Vandermeid who will have it teed up, and We are underway from Craig McCord Field in week number 4, and this will be Owen Lloyd with it inside the 5, out across the 10, the 20, and he'll be brought down across the 25, and that is where the Ayersville offense will come onto the field to start this ball game. And we've touched base on it, that triple look in the backfield, but senior Eli Berner, 59 rushes on the season, Scoop, 282 yards, and 175 of that last week against Mohawk.
Yeah, they want to get him established right away. He comes in with averaging 4.7 yards per carry. That's what Ayersville's going to need. 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust. Just keep the chains moving. Stay ahead of the chains here. Stay on schedule.
First down and 10 for the Pilots at their own 27-yard line, and they'll do a little bit of shift in that full backfield T formation. Under center Zartman, it'll be second man through. I believe that was Berner that had it up the middle, but that play read nicely by Fairview, and he's going to be challenged to get back to I think he might have lost a yard.
Yeah, I think Berner was trying to get to the left side, but great penetration up front by the Apache defense. They're able to make contact in the backfield. And that time, Berner fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Pilots on their initial drive.
So they will let them. And you mentioned it, Scoop. No hurry here from this Ayersville offense. They're going to milk as much of this clock as they can, even here early in this first drive.
Yeah, you want to keep the clock moving here against Fairview, and again, make this a low possession game.
Now they were looking to run that end around with Lloyd, and we got a motion penalty, our first penalty of the night, the Service Master Restore penalty. And that's going to back the Pilots up 5 yards. And these are the things that if you want to stay on schedule and stay ahead of the chains here, Scoop, you got to erase those little mental mistakes.
Well, you're right. It's so important when you have that power run game. You cannot have negative plays and penalties. And here we are looking at second down and a long 15. So we've already had 1 negative play, 1 penalty. And right now, the Pilots off schedule early.
Zartman under center will toss to the left side for Berner, and he'll get back about to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little more. This could bring up a long 3rd down here early in the game for the Pilots.
Yeah, that time a solid run there by Berner. He got nearly 7 yards, but as you mentioned, just past the original line of scrimmage. So right away, a great opportunity for Fairview. We talked about the importance of the Apaches finding a way to get off the field on 3rd down. Well, here they got a great opportunity as the Pilots are looking at 3rd and a long 9.
Opening 2 minutes of our ball game here in week number 4. Zartman under center. 2 backs in the backfield. And he's looking to throw. His first pass of the night will be complete to Lloyd on this near sideline across the 30. He's got enough for the first down across the 40. And it'll be a nice, solid completion there. Nothing fancy. Get the ball out and move the sticks.
Tremendous job. And how about Dane Ures, the sophomore? He had a tough one-on-one block there on the outside, but he performed it to the tee. That allowed enough for that first down. So great job by the Pilots there converting on 3rd and 9 to move the chains and keep that clock running.
Picked up 12, and it'll take it out to the 40-yard line. It'll be a first down and 10 for the Pilots. 3 backs in the backfield. It'll be the middle back through is Berner to the left side, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down. Elijah Aaron, the senior defensive back, coming up and making that tackle. But I tell you what, Berner's not an easy guy. He's 5'11", 195. He's a load to bring down.
Boy, he is a load to bring down. That time, he was the hitter, not the hitty. He just kind of lowered the shoulder, put the boom on. He picks up 3 yards. So right there is what Ayersville needs to do. Get those positive plays, stay ahead of the chains. And that's going to be one of those bread and butter plays we're going to see a few more times before this night's over, Josh. Berner going off the left side there, off tackle.
Ayersville will shift now, bring the package back in tight, 2 backs in the backfield. And it'll be Berner right up the middle. He's going to be upended. And a nice job getting in there for Fairview. That was Gavin Mead, the junior, and not much there for Eli Berner on 2nd down.
Yeah, Gavin Mead came in averaging a boatload of tackles on the season, and that time he comes in there and not much to be had there. Looks like they're going to spot it right where it was. So no gain. Once again, the Pilots looking at 3rd and long as they have a 3rd and 7 at their own 43.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line. They again will shift at the line. 3 backs in the backfield, and it'll be Burner right side this time. He'll fall forward out near the midfield stripe. We'll see where they put it down. They're going to put it down, I think, at the 48. So give about a 2 yards shy of that first down scoop. So decision time here early on for Coach Mickey.
I don't think there's any decision. I think Coach Mickey is certainly going to go for it. You know, you want to try to keep that Fairview offense off the field. We talked about how they can score as easy from their own 10 as they can from midfield. So right now you got nothing to lose. 4th down and 2. Another hard run there by Burner. But right now Fairview really stuffed in the box there. Boy, they've got 10 guys up in the box.
It'll be a little bit of miscommunication in the backfield. I think they ran into it a little bit, and that'll be blown up. Drayden Grinnell Dennis, the senior linebacker for Fairview, and that'll be a loss of about a yard, but it'll be a turnover on downs, and nothing going here for Fairview Ayersville in this first drive.
Big play there by that Fairview defense. At that time we mentioned they had 10 in the box. They sent it 11th. They sent the free safety on a blitz as well, and it pays off. A negative play, a loss of 1. And Fairview will have excellent starting positions. They'll start out in Ayersville territory at the Pilot 47-yard line.
And we'll get our first look at the high-flying Fairview offense here tonight, led by senior quarterback William Zedike, who I believe is leading all of Northwest Ohio passers, 980 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Oh, by the way, he can run 216 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. So he's a danger with his arm, and if there's nothing there, he's not afraid to pull it down and run.
Yeah, he can beat you with his legs as easy with his arms, and that's really saying something. He has 3 rushing touchdowns this season. And that completion rate is just outstanding. You know, everybody knows he's going to throw the football, but yet he's doing it at a 65% plus accuracy rate. So he's been lights out. They also average about 16 yards per completion, nearly or just over 11 yards per passing attempt. So, boy, that's good math for your offense.
And that's 65% with almost 100 pass attempts already. Shotgun formation, trips to the left. He's going to roll right, looking to throw. Pressure coming, and he'll flip field back. He's going to be brought down all the way back in Fairview territory. This is a huge loss and a big-time play for the Ayersville defense. Trying to see who got through there.
Hunter Hazelton that time, the 6'4 junior from his defensive back position. That time, pretty much a coverage sack. Zedike, no place to go.
And they'll go quickly to the line now. Loses 8 back to the Fairview 45. Shotgun formation, looking to throw. All kinds of time. Still time. Just 2 rushers. They drop 9 into coverage. He'll fire, and it'll be complete on that far sideline. Logan Olinger will haul it in. It'll be enough for a first down. But, boy, Scoop, they're really trying something here. They've got 9 guys in coverage. And Fairview able to find a spot down there, gain 15.
Yeah, you have to get pressure on Zedike. He's just too good. They've got too many weapons out there to choose from. But again, there's really no such thing as getting Fairview off schedule. You're looking at 2nd and 18, and all they needed was 1 play to move the chain. So good-looking first down there by the Apaches.
Give them 20 on that completion. It'll be first down and 10 out the 35-yard line. And they will flip it right side. Gavin Garza with the completion. And it looks like he's going to be close to another Fairview first down, maybe about a yard shy, gaining 9.
Yeah, he's another workhorse there as far as a wide receiver. That was his 11th catch of the young season. It's a good one. Picks up 9, 2nd and 1.
Quickly to line. They'll come to the near sideline. This is complete once again. It'll be Olinger makes a man miss inside the 15 before he's pushed out of bounds. And Fairview will move the chains. And just like that, Scoop, all the way down inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone to the 13-yard line. So it's a pickup of 13. And just like that, this Fairview offense is rolling.
They really are. You know, they're going with a little tempo here. They got empty backfield. Again, just trying to spread you out.
Trips to the right. 2 receivers to the near sideline for William Zedike, the senior quarterback, back to pass. He's looking. Still time. Now he's going to roll or is going to tuck it under and go left. He'll be hit inside the 10. Clock will spin, but looks like he's going to gain about 5 yards, Scoop, and there's what he can do with his legs. Nothing open downfield. He just tucks it down, and he gains 5.
Yeah, that's tough if you're a defensive coordinator because you really did a good job of trying to cover the receivers, and Zedek just tucks it away. Once again, they control first down. Big pickup there. Once again, looking at second and short as we hit the midway point of this opening quarter.
It'll be a handoff inside to Grinnell Dennis. He'll fall forward. He's going to have enough for a first down. It'll be now 1st and goal at the 2. So give him 4. And the first designed run of the night, Scoop. We actually saw a little bit of that a couple of weeks ago against Delta. They're able to run the football when they want to.
Well, Coach Rakes understands the importance of having that as an option, so you can't be just totally one-dimensional. So they do a great job of pushing the right buttons at the right time. And now, if necessary, they'll have 4 cracks at it inside the 2.
And it looks like we're going to get a timeout, our first timeout of the ball game, as Ayersville will burn one here. I think there was a little bit of confusion. Logan Olinger was lined up to take that snap, and so Ayersville will take a timeout. We'll take it with him. 5:34 to go, opening quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Welcome back to Craig McCord Field. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller, week 4 of the high school football season. GMC opener for both of these squads here tonight as we are coming back into a 1st and goal for Fairview. And boy, Scoop, just like that, marching down the field in a hurry.
Yeah, this offense is so prolific. Again, doesn't matter where they start. They just seem to all be connected, all on the same page. And right now, this has been impressive. They've gone 45 yards in just 5 plays. They're right now trying to put the first points on the board here tonight at Craig McCord Field.
So they'll line up, and again, a wildcat formation, if you will. Logan Olinger will stand in to take the snap, as now they'll switch it out, and they will split 2 receivers either side. Grinnell Dennis to the right of Zedek in the backfield, looking to throw. He's going to come near side. It'll be caught for a touchdown. It is a Premier Bank touchdown for Logan Olinger, and just a 2-yard pass, but the Fairview Apache strike first.
Yeah, good catch and throw that time. Zedek finds his favorite receiver in Logan Olinger. That results in the West Banco touchdown, and did not take the Pilots long. The Apaches long. Just 6 plays, just under 2.5 minutes off the clock. And again, boy, this offense is so explosive. Trying to tack on another here with the PAT.
Landrick Vandermeid on for the PAT, 7-9 on the season. Snap is there, hold is down, the kick is on the way, and it is good. Make it 8 out of 10 on the season for Vandermeid. A West Banco touchdown. Our first score of the night, a 2-yard pass to Logan Olinger from William Zedek. Apaches up 7-0. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Sherwood State Bank, your community bank with locations in Sherwood, Defiance, Fayette, and Archbold. Sherwood State Bank, your community bank since 1945. Online at sherwood.bank. Welcome back to Craig McCord Field. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller with you as Fairview strike first. How about this for efficiency, Scoop? I've got William Zedek 4 for 4 on that drive. 44 yards and a touchdown already.
Yeah, pretty impressive there by Zedek. And again, they didn't panic. They got sacked on the very first play of that drive where they lost 8 yards. But as you mentioned, very prolific through the airway. They mixed in a couple runs with that. Impressive opening drive for this Fairview offense.
Vandermeer tees it up. It'll be Owen Lloyd with it inside his 5, and he'll bring it back up the middle. He'll be out across the 20, 25, 30, and he'll be finally wrapped up. This will be decent starting field position for the Ayersville offense, and they're going to be looking to get something going here on their second offensive series.
Yeah, big time return that time. Had a little scene there, the senior Owen Lloyd. And Fairview fortunate to keep him from going to the house. But not before a nice return. He picked it up at the 3-yard line, is able to take it out to the 33. So a nice 30-yard return there from Lloyd. And decent starting position this time for this Pilot offense, trying to knot things up, down a score early.
5:22 to go here in our opening quarter. First down and 10 at the 33. A toss to the near sideline, and it'll be read well by the Fairview defense. John Huffman, the senior defensive back, as a burner came to this near side, and he was hit, and he's going to fall forward for a yard, Scoop, but read well. Again, the Fairview defense knows what's coming from Ayersville.
Yeah, great job all the way around by that Fairview defense, but how about John Huffman? You know, there's a guy I think, you know, he's awfully underrated. He's one of the best in the GMC, if not all Northern Ohio. He does a great job. That time he forced it in, but then he not only forced it in, he goes in there and makes first contact, and a gain of just 1 there for the Pilots.
Second down and 9 now, and 3 backs again in the backfield, and they'll fake it. Now they're going to throw down that left seam, and he's got a wide open receiver, and he just overshoots his intended target. And boys, Scoop, they caught Fairview sleeping a little bit, tried to get one down the left side there.
Yeah, that time Dane Ewers, the sophomore, that time he got tangled up just a little bit, or else that ball would have hit him in stride, and he could have took that to the house. So I like the idea there. The Pilots, we told they're going to sprinkle in a few passes. That time the play action, they had that set up nice. Unfortunately, they just cannot connect. So once again, this Apache defense, an opportunity to get a 3-and-out.
Third down and 9 at their own 34-yard line. Receiver either side. He's going to do a quick slant, and I think a receiver went down the sideline, and I think the quarterback thought he was slanting in. It falls incomplete as he was looking for Ewers one more time.
Yeah, that was a misread that time, as looked like Ewers was going to go on a go route. And I think they were maybe expecting that slant. They're just kind of reading the defense. Either way, great job by Fairview. They forced Ayersville to throw the football on 2 of those 3 plays. So great job getting a 3-and-out. And now you have to punt from near your own 20-yard line. Fairview should inherit some really good field position after the punt.
Jackson Stamball will punt it for Ayersville. Little rugby style. It'll be a low line drive kick. It's going to take a great Ayersville hop, and more importantly than that, away from Logan Olinger, and it'll be all the way down to the 25-yard line. It's a great punt from Stamball.
Yeah, great job by Stamball. That's going to be 42 yards with no return, so a net of 42. That flips the field. And now Fairview will bring their offense out for the second time tonight, trying to string together another impressive drive after we talked about that opening one. They're able to go 47 yards on just 6 plays to take an early 7-0 advantage.
So it'll be first down and 10 for Fairview at their own 25-yard line. 4:19 to go here in our opening quarter. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller, and the DCTV sports crew with you here at Craig McCord Field. Shotgun formation on first down with a single back in the backfield. Looking to pass. Nothing. All kinds of time. Just rushing 2 is Ayersville. Now Zedek will pull it down, come left side. He finally finds a receiver at the 30. It'll be complete. He's going to pull defenders across the 35. That's a nice job by Gavin Mead, the junior wide receiver.
Yeah, he's one of those prolific wideouts that time Zedek just kind of made something out of nothing. He's able to find Mead there, kind of sit down in the zone. That's going to be enough for a first down. So great start to this second drive for the Apaches.
Gain of 12 on first down, and just like that, moving the chains. Shotgun formation. Zedek back to pass again. Again, Ayersville just rushing 2 guys up front. 9 in coverage with a spy, and now Zedek will just tuck it down and run, and he's going to be out across the 40-yard line to the 42, 43-yard line. So nice pickup there, but you got to like what Ayersville's doing here defensively, Scoop. 2 guys down, 9 guys in coverage, 9 on 5. You do the math.
Well, you're right. And credit Will Zedike because he's recognizing that. Instead of trying to force something, he's taking his time. He's really checking off receivers. When nothing's there, he tucks it away.
They'll get 3 guys rushing that time. This will be complete to Oldinger out across into Ayersville territory, but a penalty marker back. I think this one's coming back with a hold.
Yeah, that's going to come back. In fact, that should take the ball back to about the 25-yard line once the dust settles. But it will be a hold here against the Apache, so that's going to negate a big play there by that Fairview offense.
It's a service master restore penalty. Holding against Fairview will back them up, and again, that's one of those things. Again, Scoop, we go back to what Ayersville is doing defensively here. This is, I think, something, obviously, if you're Doug Rakes and his crew over there going, hey, we got to make some adjustments here and figure out how to compete with, dropping 8, 9 guys into coverage.
Yeah, this is a defense you don't typically see. They're just really rushing the 2. You mentioned they've kind of got a spy on Zedike there who's going to just mirror him whichever way he goes to not let him get that long gainer.
2nd down and 14 now back at the 33-yard line. And they will shift around now as Ayersville will bring some additional defensive players up, but they'll just rush 3. Pressure coming. He's going to go for it all down that side, and he's got a wide open Shady Fritch, and this is going to go the distance. Wow, 67 yards to Shady Fritch. We called that name a couple of weeks ago, a couple times, Scoop, and he finds a way to get open in these spots.
Yeah, he's another guy who's blessed with great speed, and that time Ayersville had so many guys back in coverage, but they just forgot about Fritch, and Fritch all of a sudden took off with a sprint. By the time the Pilots recognized it, he was 5 to 7 yards behind that last man in the secondary. And again, if you give Zedike time to throw, he's going to be accurate, and we saw it there with that 67-yard bomb to Shady Fritch for a second West Banco touchdown by the Apaches here in this first not even 9 minutes of this one.
Vandermeer on with the point after. The kick is up. The kick is good, and the Apaches will tack on 7 more. 3:03 to go, opening quarter. Fairview 14, Ayersville 0. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Welcome back to Craig McCord Field. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller, Fairview coming off that 67-yard West Banco touchdown pass from William Zedike to Shady Fritch, the sophomore. And you mentioned it. Well, he's got some speed, Scoop, and when he gets out in the open field, he turns them burners on, and he was like a streak.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. At that time, Ayersville was kind of behind the defense, standing flat-footed, and all of a sudden he took off. And by the time they recognized it, he was long gone, and Zedike dropped the dime where it needed to be.
It'll be returned by Ayersville by Stamball out across the 25 near the 30-yard line. And again, some decent return yards for Ayersville on these kickoffs, Scoop. But this time now, this offense for Ayersville, they've got to get something clicking here. Again, down by 2 scores already. They've got to sustain something here and, maybe hopefully end in some points.
They do. They've got to get some points on the board, make this a 1-score game, and then – I hate to say it, but I think you almost have to onside kick against these guys because, again, I don't think field position matters. So we saw it right there, 2 or 3 plays at 70 yards.
Motion on first down. It'll be the second man through as he leaps, and that's Lloyd. He'll be driven backwards. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, but that one was read nicely, and just nowhere for him to go up the middle.
Yeah, I really like how Fairview is really kind of loading up the box. They're doing a lot of blitzing out there. And why not? I think you want to try to force Ayersville's hand, make them go upstairs. Right now, they just could not seem to stay on schedule. Another play that nets no yards. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Pilots.
2 backs in the backfield now. We'll shift it around. 3 backs in the backfield. And it will be a little misdirection. Zartman's going to roll to his left, and all kinds of pressure. Now he finds Lloyd out of the backfield across the 35-40. He's got enough for a pilot first down, and a nice job there by the junior quarterback, Brady Zartman. Kind of reversed his field a little bit. Owen Lloyd found some space, Scoop, and he's going to pick up a pilot first down.
Yeah, tremendous effort that time from Brady Zartman to extend that play. He was able to really do a complete 180, change directions. And great job by Owen Lloyd to recognize it. He went with it. Was able to pick up a huge first down.
Keep this clock spinning and keep possession of the football. Excuse me, the clock does stop as he went out of bounds, but they retain the possession with the first down. It'll be first man through. This will be the big man, Eli Berner, with it. He's going to fall forward for a couple of yards.
Yeah, and he's earned those yards because he's got several linemen he's got to try to navigate through. That time just kind of lowers the boom once again, is able to grind out 2 yards on what probably should have been a play of no gain there. But again, that does keep the clock moving here. Ayersville trying to get the ball into Apache territory for the first time tonight.
So it'll be second down and 8 at the 43-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left, and Zartman a quick throw to that left side. It'll be complete out across the 45 before he's hit quickly. That's, I believe, Kobe Brown on that far side, and he makes a nifty move out there. It's going to bring up a third down and manageable now for this Pilot offense.
Yeah, it's a big pickup right there. Again, you have to stay on schedule. We've already seen this very similar spot, Josh, in the first drive. This is 4-down territory for the Pilots. I don't think there's any qualms about that. So right now you're looking at 3rd down and 2. So look for them to go the big man right here, just trying to grind things out on what could be the last play here of this opening quarter.
So the Pilots offense will shift things around again. 3 backs in the backfield behind Zartman, and it will be Lloyd with it this time. He's going to have enough for the first down, and their first trip inside Fairview territory. Give him a gain of 4. Give him a gain of 4, but that's enough for an Ayersville first down.
Well, that's the first really hole I've seen there tonight, so great job by Ayersville. The first down does stop the clock, so we'll have time for one more play here in this opening quarter. But Ayersville has taken the ball into Fairview territory, looking at a first down from the Apache 47-yard line.
Ayersville will shift again. 3 backs in the backfield for Zartman, and he's just going to spin around and keep it, and he'll dive forward across the 45. It's going to be a nice pickup there for Zartman on first down, and again, 3-4 yards of play, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he that time faked the power play to the right side and just used all 3 backs as his lead blockers, was able to get 3 yards there. That'll take us to the second quarter.
We've played one here at Craig McCord Field. The Fairview Apaches 14, Ayersville 0. Second quarter action next, right here on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to Ayersville. Josh Bush and Scoop Miller as we take a look at our Arthur Law Firm stat tracker. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm. Ayersville in that first quarter, 20 yards on the ground, 28 through the air for a total of 48 yards. Zartman, I had him down 3 of 5 passing for 28 yards. And on the ground, Eli Berner leading the way, 8 carries, 16 yards. Not a lot there for the big man for Ayersville. Flip it over for Fairview. How about this, Scoop? 56 through the air. That's not right. I'll have to redo that, but I've got 123 through the air for Zedike on 6 of 6 passing, 2 touchdowns. He had a 2-yarder to Logan Olinger and a 67-yarder to Shady Fritch. And, wow, that's a big first quarter.
Yeah, that's not bad for 2 drives, and they even had a couple penalties in there.
First play of the second quarter. This will be Berner with it. He's going to break a tackle off the 35 before being pushed out inside the 20 and inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone, and that is a big gain there for Eli Berner.
Boy, a huge hole that time for Burner, and he wasted little time getting to it. And that's one thing that's tough to do against this Apache defense is get to the edge, but Burner was able to do that. And Elijah Aaron had to make that touchdown-saving tackle, but not before you mentioned it into the Stomball Jewelers red zone.
And that is a 27-yard gain. I think we got a penalty marker to tack onto the end of that, so this is going to take him even further down there. So I think it's looking like a face mask here on the end of this, so I'll give him another 5. This is going to take him just outside of first and goal at the 11. It'd be first and 10, but just outside the 10 here at 11-yard line.
Well, that's huge. Every yard is huge once you get in that red zone. So 5 tacked on there with the face mask. And now a first and 10 here. They can still get a first down without getting a touchdown ball at the 11.
First down, and it'll be Burner off the right side. He's going to gain 3 down to the 8-yard line. So, again, you're not necessarily looking for it all here. I mean, a couple of plays to get in the end zone isn't going to hurt you. That's clock. That's time spent off that clock.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about before the game. This is what Ayersville needs. They just need to sustain drives, you know, and certainly you got to go beyond that. You have to finish the drive, especially an opportunity like they have right now, looking at a second down and 7. Ball inside the Apache 10-yard line.
2 backs in the backfield, and they're going to look to throw right side. This will be in and out of the hands. He was looking for his receiver on a quick slant. A pass just a little bit high on that far side scoop, but nice design there for the Apaches as he was looking for Jeremiah Peak on that right side.
Yeah, that time Peak was alone, one-on-one there, ran a quick slant. The ball just a little bit up on him, and with the steam behind it, goes through the hands. Well, that's a tough break because they really had the look they wanted. They had the coverage they wanted. They knew they were going to get one-on-one on the outside. And now, you still got 2 downs here to get those 7 yards. But now Fairview once again trying to dare the Pilots to throw the football.
3rd down and 7 at the 8-yard line. This will be Lloyd with it. He's going to be stuffed at the line, and the Fairview defense up to the challenge there, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, great penetration up front again by that Apache defensive front. And after picking up 3 yards on first down here, the Pilots now looking at 4th down and 7. But again, I don't think there's a decision to be had here. I think you have to go for the touchdown. This Fairview offense just too potent.
Well, and you said it, Scoop. They've had a nice little drive here to start this second quarter, but you want to finish with some points on the board.
Yeah, you have to finish. There's no style points for moving the chains and getting into the red zone. You've got to get it across that goal line.
Pilots are going to burn their second time out of the half. We'll take it with them. 10-20 to go, 22 to go here in our second quarter. 14-0 Apaches. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Stomball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stomball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Out of the timeout here as the Pilots come to the line. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller with you. Week 4 of the high school football season. 4th down and 7. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. And the Pilots have got to get something going here to keep this drive alive. They're looking to throw left corner of the end zone. It'll be all kinds of contact over there. And that's going to be a pass interference penalty as there was just that little bit of, I think, that last shove from Fairview, and that is going to be Elijah Aaron over there. And I think that's going to be the play that gets that penalty flag called.
Yeah, I thought that was an easy call that time. I love the play call. They did a little fade route that time. They had the one-on-one look they wanted. And I think that was Ewers out there, a good target to throw at. Of course, Ewers at 6'4", the sophomore.
So that'll be a pass interference penalty. That'll put the ball down now at the 4-yard line, half the distance. So 3.5-yard line, I guess you'd say. So they've got it at the 4.5-yard line.
I believe that's just half the distance to the goal. That's not an automatic first down. So right now, Ayersville still looking at 4th down. Now it's 4th and 3. They can still get a first down without getting a touchdown as the ball is spotted on the 4.
So big 4th down here for the Pilots as they're going to throw to that other corner of the end zone, and there's all kinds of contact over there. This one's going to go against John Huffman as he was looking to that far sideline. I believe Dane Ewers was over there on that side this time, and they're going to get another interference call here, Scoop, and these are two big penalties that are giving Ayersville another chance.
You know, I think that might have been an easier call than the first one. I just no doubt about it. Huffman never looked for the football, was making contact all the way, and that flag came in early. But once again, it's not going to be an automatic first down, but it's going to get you a lot closer, as right now that takes it from the 4-yard line down to the 2. So now it'll be 4th down and 1 from the 2-yard line. So right now, if you're Ayersville, you just got to get that yard. You know, get that yard. You don't have to get in the end zone, but get a yard. So we'll see once again if we see the big man here, Eli Berner.
4th down and 1 for the Pilots. Ball spotted at about the 2. It'll be Berner right side. He's going to dive forward. Did he get into the end zone? We'll see where they put it down.
He got the first down, but he did not get in the end zone. There you see a great look there from a side cam. And again, that's just power football, and that's what this Ayersville offense is built on. So a huge conversion with the help of a couple Fairview penalties. But right now, again, you got to finish the drive. You like where you're at, 1st and goal on the 1. But you got to punch it in to make this a 1-score game.
1st down and goal at the 1-yard line for Ayersville. 3 backs in the backfield behind Zartman. And it will be Berner with it left side. He's going to push forward, and that's going to be a Pilot touchdown. And the Ayersville Pilots on the back of Eli Berner will get their first West Banco touchdown of the night. It'll be a 1-yard touchdown run. Nonetheless, it cuts this lead, Scoop, and that's a huge score for Ayersville.
Well, it really was. At that time, Berner had to earn it there from a yard out. But again, a good-looking drive there from the Pilots. I thought their line did a great job trying to open some things up throughout that drive. And, of course, that big 4th down conversion.
Well, how about those penalties in that in those goal line stands? And then this is a little trickeration here. They're going to throw this football back across the other way. The 2-point conversion is good. Wow, Owen Lloyd will find Dane Ewers on that right side. There was all kinds of confusion. Up here, down there, over there, we were all confused.
Well, that was one of those center-eligible plays there where everybody was on the left side. The only man on the right side was a flanker they sent in motion, so that allowed the center to just kind of slip out, go unnoticed. And, boy, he was wide open, and impressive conversion, and all of a sudden we got a 14-8 ball game.
Well, it's a 1-yard West Banco touchdown run for Eli Berner. The 2-point conversion is good, and as Scoop told you, 14-8 our score here with 9:43 to go before halftime. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back to second quarter action as the Pilots are on the board now. 14-8, Fairview the lead here, Scoop. But we've seen these formations over the last several years start to come in where you line up, and then a lot of times they just stand up and they all run over and you kick. But that time, Ayersville, I think, just said, hey, what do you got to lose here tonight?
Yeah, that'll be in the Ayersville film room as well as the Apache film room, I think, next week. Great execution by Ayersville. Fairview, as you mentioned, they look confused from the get-go. Probably would better serve to call the timeout.
Peak with a low squib kick here. It'll be fallen on by one of the up men for Fairview, and that was Evan Grine who will fall on the football. But, well, I tell you what, Scoop, you mentioned an onside, but catch Fairview sleeping a little bit here, and I think you're not going to see too much giving those skill guys back deep a chance to return it.
Yeah, you knew that was probably coming up, maybe hoping to hit one off one of the up men, recover a fumble, but you don't give those speedsters a chance to score in your special teams. But now Will Zedike and company back on offense.
First time here in the second quarter, and it'll be a first down run, I believe. And that was Kellen Beals with the carry for Fairview. He's going to gain 2.
Yeah, that time, how about Ryan Johnson, the senior, coming in there, making a nice tackle in space, gain of 1.
And this will be an incomplete pass to that left side as they were looking for Olinger, and just nothing there, trying to get quickly to the line. And, well, again, sometimes, Scoop, I think you can move a little too fast.
Yeah, right now, this is almost uncharted territory for Fairview, looking at a third down. They've been so prolific on first and second down if needed. Now looking at 3rd and 9.
Back to pass is Zedike. He's looking left side, and this is going to be out of bounds. He was looking for Olinger down that left side, and just like that, Scoop, a 4th down here coming for Fairview. Decision time for Doug Rakes, but how about the Ayersville defense coming up here after that touchdown?
Oh, great job there by the Pilots. That time they tried to run an out and up, and Zedike, that little pump fake, and they did a great job in the secondary, staying back, cover 3 out there, and just no place to throw the football. And how about that, a 3 and out, and Ayersville will get the football with a chance to take the lead.
John Huffman will punt for Fairview, averages just under 31 yards a punt here in this season. And now they've got 2 guys splitting out, and they're going to throw it here. That'll be underneath, and this is caught, and all kinds of yards to gain here. That was snapped to the up man, and that was Gavin Brown, a freshman.
Yeah, Elijah Aaron was able to catch that there. That time he just released from his tight end position. A little hole there in the middle of that punt coverage defense.
That's going to be a big gain for Fairview of about 22 yards, and just kind of caught him sleeping there on 4th down. And I think it's going to be against Ayersville this time, a service master restore penalty. And I think the far side judge was signaling an offsides against Ayersville.
Yeah, that time a little antsy there on the right side of that defense. Got an early start. And that'll move the ball another 5 yards. So Fairview now looking at a 1st and 5 from the Pilot 30-yard line. And wow, what a change of momentum. That nice call there by Doug Rakes going with the fake punt.
2 special teams plays here in this second quarter. Zedike back to pass, trips to the left, he's looking that way, and now he's going to just tuck it down and go. Spy his burner, is going to track him to that far sideline, and he'll stretch it out, continue, and finally be run out by Lloyd. And he's going to be right about at the first down marker. We'll see where they put it down.
Yeah, that's going to be enough for another first down for Fairview. So great job by Zedike, recognizing he had a little bit of room there, was able to get to the edge. First down just inside the 25-yard line of Ayersville.
So first down at 10 now for the Apaches at the 30-yard line. 8:23 to go here in this second quarter. 14-8 Fairview. 2 backs now in the backfield with Zedike. It'll be second man through as they'll run to the near side. That is Kellen Beals with it. He'll turn it upfield across the 25, or excuse me, across the 20. Give him a gain of 7 down to the 18-yard line.
Yeah, nice run by the sophomore Kellen Beals that time. Wasn't much there originally, but he cut on a dime there. Saw a little crease there, off tackle on that right side. Big pickup on first down.
Shotgun and a quick hitter to Olinger, and this one's going to go inside the goal line, or inside the 5, and they're going to say touchdown Fairview. It's a West Benko touchdown that covers 17 yards, as Logan Olinger, that was just a quick hitter, Scoop, that he took 17 yards into the pay dirt.
Well, they got great blocking on, and Olinger, he could smell goal line there, just kind of lowered his shoulders, able to get some yards after contact. And for Olinger, that's his 8th touchdown on the season, the 5th through the air. And that's a big answer after an impressive drive by the Pilots to make it a 1-score game. Now we got a 2-score game. I suspect Fairview looking to go for 2 with a 12-point differential.
And they'll be in shotgun formation here. Motion from that left side, and they're going to come back to the right, and it'll be caught, and the 2-point conversion is good. And that was hauled in by Gavin Garza. So the Pilots strike, and the Apaches strike back in about 2 minutes, Scoop.
Yeah, and again, no surprises. The only surprise I thought was that fake punt where really it fooled everybody, and a great call there again by Fairview. And then once again, they make this a 2-score game.
22-8, Fairview on top of Ayersville. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports. Well, an answer from Fairview, and they did it in a hurry in about 2 minutes, Scoop. A 17-yard West Banco touchdown pass from William Zedek to Logan Olinger. The 2-point conversion good, and just like that, Fairview back up. And well, I tell you what, we talked about it in the pregame. Striking quick, field position doesn't make a difference. They're just so explosive offensively.
Well, they are. So much speed and so many weapons there. And you mentioned a 2-minute drive. That might be longer than most of their drives this year. We've seen them go off on 1, 2, 3 plays multiple times. But again, impressive job there converting on that big 4th down and long.
And so we kick off low or a long kick, and this is going to die inside the 5. They're going to have to get it out. It'll be picked up. I think it's Stanball across the 10. And it'll be hit and dropped at about the 15-yard line. That was a big, big boot from Vandermeer that time, and we kind of let that one die in just the right spot, and it forced Ayersville to bring that out.
Yeah, Vandermeer's been awfully good here tonight. The first couple kicks were fielded by Ayersville at the 4-yard line, then the 3-yard line. Well, that one rolled to the 1-yard line. They were forced to pick it up. I think they were hoping it was going to roll into the end zone. Nothing doing. So a long field here for the Pilots, who would just assume put together a long drive and eat the rest of this 7:41 off the first half clock.
It'll be first down and 10 for Ayersville at their own 16-yard line. As Scoop said, 7:41 to go before halftime, and it'll be Burner with it on first down. It'll be hit in the backfield, and it'll be a loss of a yard back to the 15, and with some good penetration again from this from the Apaches front.
Well, Isaiah Weed and Gage Mullins, Gavin Mead, those guys have really been stellar down there in the trenches. Well, they're awfully physical. I've been impressed with Ayersville. This is the team that I think on the line has improved from a year ago. But this has been a grind on each and every play, and that time another negative play here by this Fairview defense to keep Ayersville behind the chains, looking at 2nd and 11.
And I think that'll be the final timeout of the half for Ayersville. We'll keep it here. And Scoop, to your point there, I've got Burner down for 13 carries here in this first half, 47 yards. But keep in mind, his first run of this second quarter was 27 of that 47. So just 20 yards on those other 7 carries. The Apaches defense has done a really nice job keying on the main guy for the Pilot offense.
Well, you're right. They really have, because even with that big gainer, he's still averaging less than 4 yards per carry. So I think Doug Rakes and company is certainly going to take that. As we mentioned, been a physical game down in there in the trenches for both teams. And Fairview, if they want to break through to get that 20th GMC title, they're going to have to really make a concerted effort on defense. Last year, the Apaches gave up over 25 points a game. Still their offense overcame it. When you get in those really big games, you get in the playoffs, boy, you have to have a little bit more solidity in your defense. And they're starting to see that here tonight.
Second down and 11 at the 15. This is going to be a little toss, and now Lloyd is going to throw it downfield. Ewers has got it at the 35-yard line, and it'll be out across the 40-45. Lloyd will have a second completion of the night, and this will go into Fairview territory. What a little trickeration there on the halfback pass, and a nice job there for Ewers to take that one into Fairview territory.
Oh, that time Fairview was completely fooled. Ewers was maybe 15 yards behind the last defender, but the ball was underthrown a little bit, but a great job by Ewers to make the comeback route, and then an impressive run after the catch. He takes it all the way into Fairview territory as they get a first down from the Apache 49-yard line.
It's a gain of, it'll be Berner with it on first down. Again, 36 yards there for Ewers. That's their biggest play of the night, Scoop, but maybe a little momentum here for this crew from Ayersville.
I tell you what, Ayersville is playing awfully hard here, Josh. I've really been impressed. And again, you know, this is an Ayersville team. They've got 8 guys that start on both sides of the football. So, boy, they've left it out there. They have not taken plays off. Huge pickup of 8 there on first down.
Second down and 2. Clock continues to roll here in the second quarter. It'll be the right side, and this is going to be a big hole there. I think that's Tucker Sproul who will have it for the Pilots, and he's going to dive forward. He's going to have enough for the first down, and that is a nice, solid run there from Tucker Sproul. A little change of pace there for the Pilots.
Well, it really was a great job by Sproul that time. Right up the gut there. He's able to nearly take it to the house, a touchdown-saving tackle. Well, I think that was Brody Williams that came in there to make that tackle, but not before another first down. And once again, this Pilot offense on the move here.
First run of the night for Sproul, gains 14 for the Pilots, and more importantly, the drive continues. First down and 10. It'll be the first man through left side. This is Berner with it. Just drives through Olinger before he's wrapped up at the 21-yard line. Another solid, tough run from Eli Berner.
Yeah, that was an impressive run there by Berner. And you mentioned that Olinger, he's a guy that usually you're not going to get many yards against, and that time maybe an extra 4 or 5 yards after the initial contact. But there is laundry down on the field. And right now the officials sorting things out.
It's going to be a dead ball penalty here. That's going to be
personal foul there on the Apaches.
I think we had a little
we also
extracurricular on that.
We also had a payback there on the Pilots, so they'll be offsetting, so it'll remain second down and 4. The ball resting on the 22-yard line of Fairview.
So drive will continue here for the Pilots. Zartman under center, 2 backs in the backfield. It'll be Berner with it right side. He'll be across the 20 down near the 15-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down. Give him 6. And inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone, another strong run from Eli Berner.
Yeah, nice job there by Berner. He gets to that hole so quickly. Boy, and this power run game of Ayersville has been impressive here in this second quarter, Josh. They've made some good adjustments after kind of being stymied in the opening 12 minutes, but this is the second consecutive drive here. They've got into that Stanball Jewelers red zone. Once again, need to find a way to finish it and get in the end zone.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line for Ayersville. 4.5 and spinning here, second quarter. It'll be Sproul with it, and he will be hit in the backfield and dropped. See if he got back to the line of scrimmage or not. I think they're going to say a loss of 1 back to the 16-yard line. So a nice job there. Some good penetration from the Fairview front men.
Boy, it really was. And credit the junior, Chase Phillips that time. He was able to beat his man there in the trenches, was able to get in the backfield. He comes up with that solo tackle. And once again, another tackle for loss by this Fairview defense. Gets Ayersville behind the chains here a little bit.
So it'll be second down and 12 now for Ayersville back at the 17-yard line, and it'll be Berner with it right side. He'll be across the 15, pulling defenders inside the 10, and what a strong run from Eli Berner all the way down to the 9-yard line. Give him 8.
Tremendous run that time by the senior Eli Berner. You know, that time looked like Fairview had that snuffed out pretty well. They had a lot of guys there with penetration, had great containment, but he just kind of made that cut inside, and then he took 2 or 3 with him there for an extra 5-6 yards. So big pickup. Looking at 3rd and 4, once again, 4-down territory, so make sure you're getting positive yards here on 3rd down.
So 3rd down now and 4 at the 9-yard line. It'll be a double move in the backfield. This will be Sproul with it again, and he's going to be hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage. And just not much there, maybe a yard for Sproul. And this is going to bring up a 4th down here for the Pilots.
Yeah, that time that they tried to fool him there, that time they went with the fake to Burner, but Sproul fortunate to get a yard out of that. That brings up 4th and 3, so we'll see what happens. Last time this similar scenario, we saw a couple of fade routes that drew some penalties. Right now, I think you've got all options open for Ayersville. They've had some great runs here against this Fairview defense.
3 backs in the backfield for the Pilots. Play clock at 5, and they're going to look the pass, and it'll be across the middle. It'll be caught in the back of the end zone for a West Banco touchdown. And I believe that's the senior Ryan Johnson, and that'll go 8 yards and a West Banco touchdown here for the Pilots.
Wow, how about that call right there? They went with the play action. It looked like Fairview was keen on Burner there. And that time just well designed and well executed. Good looking pitch and catch. And wow, another impressive drive here by the Pilots. And they've once again made this a 1-score game.
Took about 5.5 minutes off the clock as well here in this 2nd quarter. And now they'll have that offset look again. They'll come set, stand ball looking for the point after. Snap on the way, hold is down, kick is going to be low, and it'll be no good. I think they had a little trouble getting that snap down, but PAT no good. And just like that, Scoop, Ayersville right back into this one, 22-14.
Yeah, impressive drive, just what the doctor ordered. And now Ayersville has to get a stop here to keep momentum on their side of the field here as we approach intermission.
And then more importantly for Ayersville, they took little over 5.5 minutes off the clock, and that's a big, big thing here as we close out this 2nd quarter. 22-14 Fairview, 2:12 to go before halftime. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back to Craig McCord Field as we're awaiting the ensuing kickoff. And, boy, I tell you what, Scoop, we've got ourselves another exciting football game here in week number 4 as both of these teams looking to open up with a win in Green Meadows Conference play.
Well, they are, and both these teams playing with a lot of heart, and both these teams really getting after each other. And Fairview, after getting that early lead, has been punched a couple times here by the Pilots.
Slow line drive kick, and boy, I tell you what, Fairview had a little bit of trouble with that one before it's fallen on up front, but Ayersville's trying a little bit of this and that, and an extra possession before halftime is just what they were looking for.
Yeah, that time a low line drive kick, and very similar to the first one, as we mentioned, maybe trying to hit it off an up man. Well, that time it hit it up man, but fortunately for Fairview, it deflected back toward their own end, and they're able to recover. But right now, the Pilots need a stop here. Fairview, 2 minutes, 9 seconds, more than enough time for this offense.
Eternity with the Fairview
no
offense.
Kidding.
5 receivers set and just a 3-man rush, and he'll find a little spot in the zone on the left side, and that's caught by Gavin Mead. He'll go into Ayersville territory, and he'll be wrapped up and thrown out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So just like that, Scoop, that's going to cover
28 yards, yeah.
28 yards.
And again, that's how explosive this offense is, and that time Ayersville had everybody back in coverage, but credit Gavin Mead. He just kind of sat there in a kind of a hollow spot in that zone. And Zedike, boy, he threw a dart there, takes the ball all the way inside the 40-yard line of the Pilots here. Still $1:44 to go.
First down at 10. 5 receivers set again as Zedike will roll to his right, looking that way. Pressure's coming. He's going to unload down the right sideline. He's got a wide open receiver. It'll be in and out of the hands as he was looking for Kellen Beals, who had a step on his defender scoop inside the 5, but it'll fall incomplete.
Boy, that's a huge break there for that Pilot defense, because that time Zedek threw a strike. That ball was right where it needed to be. But again, when you throw it 50 yards in the air, it doesn't make it a gimme catch. So, but again, that time they flooded that right side. And for one of the few times tonight, it looked like Ayersville had fewer guys in coverage than Fairview had receivers. Huge break for the Pilots. Need to cash in.
Second down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Minute 32 to go as the clock stopped on the incompletion. 5 receivers set again for the Apaches, and Zedek will be a designed run across the 35. He'll dive forward. He's got the first down, and he'll be spotted at about the 36-yard, or excuse me, the 26-yard line. So give him 13 on the designed run.
Yeah, great job by Zedek. Called his own number. Very, very well executed design play, and great touchdown-saving tackle by the senior Owen Lloyd, but not before another first down takes it inside the 30.
Just a little jailbreak on the left side. This will be complete. I think it was Meade on that far sideline again, and a short gain, and Fairview will burn a timeout here, so we'll take it with them. Minute 9 to go before halftime, and Fairview looking to get a few points on the board here before halftime. 22-14, Fairview on top of Ayersville. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
Welcome back to Craig McCord Field. Scoop, you and I were just talking in the break there. This is a huge, huge drive for this Ayersville defense to come up with something here, because Fairview gets the ball to start the second half. This could be a quick 14 points for the Apaches.
Yeah, it really is. You know, right now it's a one-score game, so I think if you're Ayersville, you get into halftime within a touchdown. I think that's you win that battle. But if you give up a score here, now you're looking at a 2-score deficit, and Fairview gets it to start that third quarter. This could get away in a hurry. So big 1:09 to go. Fairview with plenty of time, as we mentioned. They also have a couple timeouts if needed.
5 receivers, trips to the right for Zedek, looks to his left, a little pump fake. Now he's going to go for the end zone. He's got Meade, and it'll be in and out of his hands. And a nice job there by the Pilot defense, forcing them to the perimeter, and that falls incomplete.
Yeah, that's a tough place there where you got to tight walk that sideline. You've got a guy between the quarterback and you, and you've also got double coverage. And that time looked like Zedek threw a pretty good ball there off the fingertips, but again, an awfully tough play. But right now, 3rd down and 6 for Fairview. Certainly, I would suspect 4-down territory right here with a $1:03 to go here in this opening half.
Trips to the right as Zedek will roll that way, and he will just tuck it down. He's going to be hit and dropped by Eli Berner back and outside the 25, and that'll be a loss. They're going to give him a progress to the 24, so a loss of 2, and the clock will spin here. 42 seconds to go, and that's a huge play from Eli Berner.
Well, it really was. As we mentioned, Berner's that spy on Will Zedek. And Fairview, after letting maybe 12, 14 seconds go off the clock, burns their second time out here with 35 seconds left in this opening half.
22-14 Fairview, as Scoop mentioned, 35 seconds to go before halftime. And, boy, I tell you what, not sure what to think about what we were going to get here in this opening night of league play. But, Scoop, both of these teams have come out here tonight with a will to win, and they are pulling out all the stops. We've seen some 4th down conversions. We've seen some special teams trickerations. I mean, we've seen a little bit of everything here tonight.
Well, we really have, and we knew this was going to be a really intriguing GMC opener here when you have two teams with the great tradition we mentioned in 55 years of Green Meadows Conference football. These two have combined for 34 Green Meadows championships. So, again, both these teams, a lot of pride, a lot of heart. And right now, still an eternity here, I think, if you're Ayersville, to try to stop this Fairview offense. But right now, Fairview looking at 4th down and a long 8, trying to convert on 4th down here for the second time in this opening half.
Ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line. Zedek will have trips to his left, 2 receivers to his right, and he will look to the left side. 3-man rush from Ayersville. He's going to throw to the left side, and this will be in and out of the hands of Olinger. A little bit of contact, but that will be an incomplete pass, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And that was a huge defensive stop there for this Pilot defense.
It really was, and credit Ayersville. Boy, they did a great job. They made things really difficult for Will Zedek. That time, Zedek rolled out to the right. He had to throw that ball across the field, and then he was thrown into double coverage. So great job again by the Pilots there, who get a huge stop, and they'll inherit the football here with 27 seconds left. But look for a heavy dose here of Eli Berner here for maybe a play before this first half is in the books.
So first down at 10 for Ayersville, and it'll be first man through is Berner, and he'll just go right side. He's going to push the pile out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. So give him a gain of 3. And I think for all intents and purposes, Scoop, this is a win for Ayersville to head into the locker room.
Oh, I think no question about it. The fact that, Fairview scored so easily there in their first couple drives, but yet somehow Ayersville battled back here to make this a one-score game. You're going to want to hang around for the second half because both these teams are leaving it out here tonight.
Well, we've reached our halftime, and the score at the half is 22-14 Fairview. Our halftime show brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them in Defiance, Bryan, or Napoleon, or online at midwestcommunity.org. And, well, we talked a little bit about this first half, Scoop, but slow start for Eli Berner. First quarter, 16 yards. I've got him down for 62 in that second quarter. A couple of chunk yards in there, but a lot of grinding it out. And you give it to him over and over again. He keeps those legs churning so much. That's what he can do when he gets those legs moving.
Well, he's really impressed me. He's a guy you knew you're going to kind of keep an eye out for. He's been all GMC the last couple years, and he was a little slow getting out of the gates. But credit that Fairview defense for that. But wow, he's playing hard, not just on the offensive side, but on the defensive side as well. Boy, he's got a huge assignment trying to contain Will Zedek for the most part. He's been phenomenal on both sides of the football here tonight.
Well, and you look at that last drive there, he was able to trail him on that near sideline and potentially made the play of that drive to kind of put them in a weird situation with that fourth down. But that was a huge play, like you said, defensively for Eli Berner.
It really was. It really changed the complexion of that drive. Fairview was moving the football. They had plenty of time, had all their timeouts, but that sack there really kind of changed things. It gave them a shot in the arm, but also threw Fairview a little bit off schedule, so to speak. They had to go deep a couple times, and the way Ayersville's been sending guys deep into coverage, well, that's been awfully tough. They've done a great job of trying to slow down Will Zedek, an awfully tough task, but the Pots have been pretty good at it here in this opening half.
Well, we'll take a time out here in our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. When we come back, we'll hear from our marching bands here tonight as we continue on here on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
singing can be very frightening. You know the words, you've seen Wayne's World, you probably don't know what a Scaramouche is, but you sing it anyway. Featuring trumpet soloist Mara Hanover, Trinity Guerrero Bach, and Leland Tarkington. Here is Bohemian Rhapsody. Close our Killer Bee singing show tonight with the 2004 song from the Killers, Mr. Brightside. And once again, let's see or hear how loud you can sing along.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Sherwood State Bank, your community bank with locations in Sherwood, Defiance, Fayette, and Archbold. Sherwood State Bank, your community bank since 1945. Online at sherwood.bank.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Then keep that energy high as our drum line takes over. Listen as they bring the beat to life with a groove that only the Pilot Percussion Section can deliver. And to bring it home, we're closing with Earth, Wind & Fire's legendary anthem, September. With its powerful horns, unstoppable groove, and feel-good energy, this is the soundtrack of the 70s. This is the soundtrack of Friday Night Lights. This is your Pilot Marching Band. The Ayersville Pilot Marching Bands are under the direction of Mr. Hunter DeWitt, assisted by Mr. Derwood Hibbert, Major Ed Advisor Mrs. Amber Schaefer, and percussion instructor Mr. Donovan Sigler. Senior field commanders are Alyssa Koval and Haley Hammond.
Well, we had a chance to hear from our marching bands here tonight on our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Timeout, and we'll come back with more here on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back to our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Josh Bush and Scoop Miller with you. 22-14, Fairview on top of Ayersville here in this first half. A busy first half. But let's take a look at some of our stats. Our Arthur Law Firm Stat Tracker. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm. Serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and get back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. Let's start with the Ayersville Pilots here tonight, Scoop. I had them down for 95 yards through the air and 64 yards, 95 on the ground, 64 through the air for a total of 159 yards in that first half, and they were led by their senior running back, Eli Berner. I had him down for 18 carries, 78 yards, 62 of that 78 in the second quarter. Lloyd with 3 carries for 4 yards. Tucker Sprout, 3 carries for 13 yards. And through the air, Zartman, 3 of 6, 28 yards. Receptions to Lloyd for 23, Brown for 5. And then Lloyd threw that
halfback pass.
To Ewers for 36. So little trickeration, but I guess if you can say this, a little more of a balanced look out of Ayersville in that first half. 95 on the ground, 64 through the air. Flip it over for Fairview. Again, all kinds of yards through the air. I've got him down for 195 yards through the air. William Zedike is 9 of 14, 173 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Touchdown passes of 67, 2, and 17. Through the air, receiving-wise, Logan Olinger, 4 receptions for 52, 2 touchdowns. Gavin Mead, 3 receptions for 45 yards. Fritsch, the 1 catch, the touchdown pass of 67 yards. And how about this? Brown getting in the action with that fake punt for 22 yards. So a little bit of everything, but nonetheless, just 35 yards on the ground, 195 through the air.
Yeah, no surprise there. 195 yards for Fairview through the air. I mean, that's something you come to expect from Fairview week in, week out. To me, Josh, the big surprise was the 64 yards passing by the Pilots.
Yep.
You know, last year the Pilots, I think, all season had 118 yards through the air, so they got over half of that. Here they only had 45 I think,
for the
coming first 3 games. So great job. You mentioned a little trickery there. Both teams kind of threw out all the stops there. We saw the halfback pass from Ayersville. Then we saw that nice 4th down fake punt where the freshman Gavin Brown, as you mentioned, threw for 22 yards and a big first down. So credit the Fairview coaching staff, you know, to put a freshman in that spot. You know, he's the freshman quarterback, but he was in there as an up man on that punt. And he threw a dime there. That was a huge conversion and result of a big touchdown there by the Apaches.
Our stats courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at the Arthur Law Firm. Well, Scoop, I think one of the biggest notes to end that first half, a huge defensive stop there for Ayersville. Fairview driving there to the end that half. Could have gotten into the end zone. They're going to get the ball to start this second half. That is huge. And if they could come out here and stop them here, you know, that's potentially a 14-point swing. Or 14 points for Fairview that you're keeping off the board just with a little bit of a stepped-up defense.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the word, a must-stop is overused a lot of times, but I really thought that was a must-stop. I mean, let's face it. You fall behind 2 scores, and then you let Fairview get the ball to start the second half. Then you kind of start doubting yourself a little bit. So I was really impressed with the Pilots. You know, they had a solid game plan coming in. I thought they executed very well. And you mentioned it, boy, Eli Berner, you know, with all those carries in the first half. I mean, I think they know realistically, you know, he's got to get the ball 30 times a game to really give them a formal chance. But, wow, he was a workhorse. It's one thing carrying it that many times. It's another thing when the whole team knows you're getting it. But yet he was still able to grind out 78 yards, just over 4 yards per carry. So good first half by Berner. They're going to need another strong second half here.
Well, you know, and he started off really slow. They were really keying on him a little bit. And then I think you saw some of that play action kind of open things up a little bit. And then he had that big run of 27 to start the second quarter. Then they started to key him a little bit, but he ended that first half 8, 6, 6, 8, and 3. I mean, those are strong carries to close out that first half from a guy who's already touched the ball a dozen times.
Right, and again, he's that two-way guy, so he doesn't really see the sidelines at all. But again, I think that goes to highlight the point we talked about, Josh. Those 64 yards by Ayersville passing, I thought that was huge because that kept Fairview a little bit more honest. You know, they could not put 8, 9 guys up in the box here without giving up that potential long ball. So, the fact that they got, 3 for 6 there, I thought that was really huge. And if Ayersville can show a little bit of aerial attack, boy, that's really just going to help out Eli Berner and company because we know he's a load and he's one of the top backs in the GMC. I don't think there's any question about that.
Well, I think you made it. You pointed out early in that game. You saw Fairview loading up the box. It started with 6 or 7 guys, then it was 8, then it was 9, and just kind of playing somebody over the top on the back end just in case. But you throw those play actions in there, Scoop, and we saw that spread out a little bit and a little more respect for what was going on there. And I think that allowed those holes to open up a little bit better for Eli Berner. I saw, Sproul and Lloyd had a couple of carries in there, nothing crazy, but you're mixing it up a little bit, and I think Fairview just kind of not sure where to go defensively, and Ayersville able to take advantage and put some points on the board.
Yeah, I totally agree, and give Coach Andrew Mickey and his staff a lot of credit because those are the things you have to do. You have to find ways to free up some space, and throwing those couple play actions in there really helped equalize things there. And once you get Eli Berner on equal terms, good luck. He's a man you're not going to bring down one-on-one.
He's a load. I tell you what. Our halftime show, courtesy of Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit them at Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon, and online at midwestcommunity.org. One final timeout, and we're back with our third quarter next here on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Josh Bush, Scoop Miller, halftime here at Craig McCord Field. Fairview 22, Ayersville 14. As we'll take a look at some scores from around Northwest Ohio. As we said, opening night of league play in the GMC. Paulding ahead of Wayne Trace, 21-7 in the third. Edgerton leads Antwerp at halftime, 27-14, and Tenora leading Hicksville in the second quarter. Last check there, 28-6. Also opening night in the NWOAL, Scoop. Archbold trailing Delta 16-14. That's a close one there. Liberty Center, 51-0 over Swanton. I don't think it's a surprise. Wauseon Evergreen tied at 7 in the second. Patrick Henry 20-0 over Bryan. Last check there in the first quarter. And Defiance, what they thought was a winnable game on the road at St. Mary's. Rough Riders have struggled to start this season, but down 27-0 at halftime on the road at the Rough Riders. So a tough first half there for the folks in blue and white.
Yeah, that's always tough playing down there at St. Mary's. Boy, they love their football down there. And, anytime you even feel you got a shot against them, it's really saying something. But obviously, St. Mary's off to a great start in that one.
Well, how about that? That's another team, Scoop. You know exactly what's going to happen. and they say, stop it.
It's pretty vanilla, but you're exactly right.
That kick goes off of Fairview up man, and I believe the Apaches are going to fall on it.
Yes, they did.
Scoop, they have been trying this all night, but big heads-up play there for Fairview. That was number 43. Let me check that. Steven Mendez, a sophomore. And that ball, that went off the crest of the helmet of somebody. And,
that was literally heads up, as you mentioned. Looked like it might have been off the noggin, but certainly at least in the upper chest area and so forth. But a break there for Fairview as Ayersville almost recovered that football.
It'll be a first down run here up the middle and just chugging away. And this will be enough for a first down. They'll keep going, trying to see who was in there. I think it might have been Beals. And that, Beals again chugging along here in this third quarter, and a nice job there, Kellen Beals.
Yeah, the sophomore, he's really a downhill runner, and I love to see Fairview do this because if you balance things out, that's going to give a guy like Will Zedike a chance to hurt you with his arms or his legs.
As he's doing here on first down, and he'll take that one inside the 30. It's going to be a gain of about 12 for Zedike, and boy, just like that, 2 run plays and 2 first downs for the Fairview offense.
Yeah, and I love the call once again. I think you have to make them respect the run, and then you're going to get more one-on-one opportunities. And with those receivers and the quarterback, obviously, and Will Zedike that Fairview has, going to make it awfully tough for defenses.
Zedike back to pass, pressure coming. He'll roll to his left, still looking downfield. He will find an open receiver inside the 10. It is caught by Mead. He's diving for the pylon. He's going to go in. Still waiting for a signal, and we got it. It's a 27-yard touchdown pass, a West Banco touchdown, and Gavin Mead does it again for Fairview. And it'll be 27 yards this time for a West Banco touchdown.
Yeah, great route that time by Gavin Mead. He had to make a comeback route. The fact that Zedike was scrambling there a little bit, but once he caught the football, he wasn't just satisfied with that first down. He was able to make a couple nifty moves, lower the boom, and carry a pilot into the end zone with him. Impressive drive that took less than a minute off this clock in the third quarter to start things out for the Apaches.
Landrick Vandermeid will be on for the point after here, and snap is on the ground. He's able to get it down as Zedike, and I'll tell you what, you get your quarterback back there. He's able to get that one down quick, and the kick is good. And just like that, the Apaches strike in 59 seconds here to open up our third quarter. 29-14. We're back after this on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Welcome back to Craig McCord Field. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller with you. Week 4 of the high school football season, and well, just like that, Scoop, 59 seconds into this third quarter, and the Fairview Apaches tack on 7 more.
Yeah, they're so fun to watch offensively. Again, they're very creative. You know, they've got a lot of playmakers. You know, I think it all starts with Will Zedike there calling the signals. But, again, he's got great receiving core. He's got a really improved offensive line ahead of him. And then Zedike also makes great decisions. You know, he doesn't force the football. He knows when to tuck it away. You know, he's got that high football IQ back there. Wow, this offense is really clicking. And they came in with some big numbers, averaging 39 points per ball game this season. Right now, at 29, with still over 11 minutes to go in the third quarter.
High end over end kick from Vandermeid. This will be taken inside the 5 and out across the 10 and that right side and out near the 20-yard line. That's where the Ayersville offense come on. And Scoop, I want to say too, you talked about the football IQ. You notice how Zedike was really patient on that last stunt. He rolled out to his left. He knew where the line of scrimmage was. Obviously, he goes too far. He can't throw it. Patient. Knew he had some space there. Allowed his receiver to get open, and he fired a dart.
Well, that's what impressed me about him. I mean, he's got like a Brett Favre type where he can throw it against his body. He can throw it to 60-plus mile an hour, and plus he can throw it 60 yards, but he doesn't try to force things. He does a great job being patient, staying within himself.
And we got penalty markers flying here, and this is going to be a false start against Ayersville, a service master restore penalty to open up their first drive here in this third quarter, and we're instantly behind schedule here on first down.
Well, that's exactly what we saw the first half when Ayersville got the football. You know, the first play, they lost half a yard, and before they could take the snap on second down, they had a false start that sent them back off schedule. So awfully tough, especially when, you know, coming in, this is not one of those teams that gets those big plays all the time.
First down and 15 at the 15-yard line, and it'll be Tucker Sproul hitting the backfield. I think he's going to lose a yard, maybe two. That's a huge penetration move there by the front five of Fairview. There's all kinds of pressure coming up the middle.
Yeah, that's awfully huge. Anytime you can get the Pots off schedule, try to force them upstairs. I think it shifts in your favor. So great job up front once again. Isaiah Weed, Gage Mullins, Gavin Mead. And, of course, boy, they're getting some great tight end play, defensive end play from Adam Spangler as well. So, boy, those guys have been a load. Once again, Fairview really loading up the box here.
And it'll be a quick slant. Ewers has got it out across the 20, and it'll be short of the original line of scrimmage. So give him about 7 yards, Scoop, but this is going to still bring up a third down and 10.
Yeah, they needed some yards there, but they're still off schedule here, as you mentioned, looking at 3rd and 10. Great job by Ewers. He's got good hands. That time they went with the quick slant, a play we saw them run in the red zone in that opening half. And that time he's able to haul it in, but this is not 4-down territory, Josh. So right now, huge opportunities for this Fairview defense to force a 3-and-out.
Two backs in the backfield, single receiver to the right of Zartman. He'll roll that way, and he's going to throw and over the outstretched hands. I think he's looking at Eli Berner out of the backfield, and just a pass that was off the target for the young quarterback.
Yeah, that time he felt the heat coming, maybe threw the football a little sooner than what he would have liked to. But great job again by Fairview throwing the Pots off schedule, getting them into a passing down. And now the Pots are going to punt the football away from about their 10-yard line here when it's all said and done.
Olinger will stand at midfield. And the low punt, and might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, but it's going to get a huge Ayersville hop all the way down inside the 40-yard line. And, boy, what a nice punt there from Stanball. Didn't look pretty to begin with, Scoop, but he got a good, nice hop and a nice roll there.
And that's by design, you know. Great execution by Stanball once again. That's going to be a net of 40. As a 40-yard punt, nearly half of that with the roll. But, again, you don't want to punt it back there out to kick your coverage and give it to those speedsters with a little bit momentum going. So I love the strategy there from Coach Mickey there. And right now they have to come up the stop, though, down 2 scores.
Looks a lot like my golf game, Scoop. I don't know how it got to the green, but it's there. First down and 10 for Fairview at their own 40-yard line. It'll be a 4-receiver set, single back in the backfield to the right of Zedek, who's back to pass, and he's going to unload over the middle. He's going for it all. He's got the speedy Fritsch out there at the 20, in and out of his hands. And, well, I tell you what, Shady Fritsch, he had a little bit of space, Scoop, but then you see that he opened up, boy, that's just in and out of his ball.
Yeah, that's a ball he'd love to have back, and he had that big 67-yard connection the first half, and that one looked like it was going to be 60. He was going to take that to the house, but somehow, as you mentioned, just kind of slipped through the hands. Boy, that's a huge break there for Ayersville.
Beals with it up the middle across the 45. He dives forward to the 47-yard line, give him 7. And the Apaches working in a little bit of run here, Scoop.
Yeah, I like that. You know, the fact that they're not being predictable right now. They're kind of mixing things up. And right now, 3rd down and 3, probably 4-down territory near midfield. Well, that's going to be, it looks like a false start there coming up against Fairview.
And we'll see what the call here is, and it is a false start, and Scoop you right on it. This will back them up 5, and well, I tell you what, that's a big break for the Pilot defense, because now you're going to force them into a
it narrows your playbook a little bit. Maybe not so much for Fairview. We see what they can do, but that time it looked like everybody was offside except the center.
10 out of 11. That's empty backfield, trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left of Zidike, who stands in shotgun formation on 3rd down and 8 from his 42. All kinds of pressure coming. He gets away from it. He's going to throw it downfield, and it'll be in and out, or out of the reach of his intended target. He was looking for Gavin Garza, but give credit up front for Ayersville, Scoop. A lot of pressure coming from the backside of William Zidike.
Yeah, that was awfully huge that time. They're able to force Zidike out of the pocket. He had to throw a tough ball that time, but give a lot of credit to, looked like Hunter Hazelton there came on that backside and really forced Zidike to rush the football there. Great job again by Ayersville to get that stop. They get a 3 and out. Of course, last time in this scenario, we saw the Apaches pull a rabbit out of the hat and go for it.
And Huffman back to punt, and he will boot this one away. A low line drive kick, and it'll take a Fairview roll this time all the way down near the 10-yard line. And that'll be a nice punt there from John Huffman, the senior for Fairview. And it'll be Ayersville here. So we've traded a couple of drives here in this third quarter here, Scoop. And I think if you're Ayersville here, you'd like to get one of those drives where they can knock off 5 minutes or so the clock and punch that one in at the other end.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And how about Huffman there? That looked like maybe a 47-yard punt there with no return. So awfully important. That's something both teams, I'm sure, work on next week. When it comes to specialty, you've got to catch the football, not let that thing roll and roll. Right now, Ayersville looking at a long field, although an opportunity here to make this a one-score game once again.
29-14. Fairview on top of Ayersville, who has it 1st down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Has all kinds of pre-snap motion again, and they'll reset, and they'll go toss sweep to this near sideline with Eli Berner. He's got room at the 15, stiff arm at the 20. He's down all across the 30 at the 35 before he gets knocked out of bounds. That's a big run from Eli Berner to open up this drive for the Pilots.
Tremendous job by Berner. It's so difficult to get to the edge against this Fairview defense, but we've seen Berner do that multiple times here tonight. And it wasn't for the junior Brody Williams coming over to make that touchdown-saving tackle. That would have been a quick drive there for the Pilots, but they'll take it. Great job getting that big run, a 1st down here. So the ball rests on their own 35-yard line.
Well, we had a little reset of the scoreboard here, but 1st down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Just a quick hitter to that far sideline. It'll be hauled in, but defended nicely. Gain of about 2, but a nice quick completion there out to Kobe Brown. And, again, a little extension of the run game, but it spreads things out for this defense.
Yeah, they're just trying to maybe keep things on us. Again, get the ball to one of your athletes in space, and if he can break a tackle, you've got a big gainer. But nonetheless, they still pick a couple yards there on 1st down.
Going back to that run by Berner, Scoopy opened up the second quarter with a 27-yard run. His first touch here in the third quarter, 25 yards. Under 7 to go here, third quarter, and we got another Service Master restore penalty, and this is another false start against the Ayersville Pilots, and it'll back them up. 2nd and 8 becomes 2nd and 13.
Yeah, that hurts. You just can't emphasize it enough. I mean, Fairview's one of those offenses I think they can overcome that 5-yard penalty a little bit easier where they've got so many big play guys. But now, once again, it's going to end up being 2nd and 13, so you're behind the chains here off schedule. We'll see if Coach Mickey can punch the right buttons once again.
6:44 to go, third quarter. Clock continues to spin. 3 backs to the backfield. Now they'll shift out of it. 2 receivers to the near sideline, and they'll look that way. Fakes it, and then it's a little give and go. Looking for Ewers, and he's going to haul it in inside Fairview territory with the penalty marker there. All kinds of tough coverage there from Elijah Aaron, but credit Ewers there. That was a huge grab by that young man.
Yeah, we just said he's got great hands, and that time he proves it. As that time, Aaron was really all over him. He was tight on him. They tried to go and out and up. Aaron was on him tight, but maybe a little too tight. They're going to get Aaron with a little pass interference. That penalty will be declined, because that will be a big first down there by the Pilots, who, again, have had some success up through the airways.
23 yards on that completion, and a nice job there. I'll tell you what, a little underthrown from Zartman, but Ewers did a really nice job of coming back and getting that football.
Yeah, he's that guy with his frame. You know, you can almost get away with throwing a jump ball to him, because
6'4".
He's 6'4", he's athletic, he's got good hands. Boy, that's a nice pickup. Takes the ball to Fairview territory.
Burner with it right side. He'll dive forward across the 45. Now they're going to say that they're saying the football came out, but I'm going to say the side judge there saying he was on the turf at the 44-yard line. So give Burner 1 on first down. It'll bring up second down and 9.
Boy, he had to earn that. Boy, he got hit high, he got hit low, he got hit everywhere, and they ruled the knee down there. So a short gain there on first down. But again, Ayersville doing what they need to do. They just need to sustain a drive here, get things moving, try to shorten this game down here a little bit as we hit the 5.5-minute mark of this third quarter.
3 backs in the backfield behind Zartman, and all kinds of movement again. I think everybody moved and the ball didn't get snapped, as you saw Zartman kind of waiting for the football.
We just saw that on the other side of things. At that time, everybody offsides but the center once again. So again, those are those penalties that once again throws Ayersville behind the chains here a little bit, looking at second down and 14. And we'll take a little bit more time off the clock here once they wind it.
5:20 and spinning here in our third quarter. 29-14, Fairview leading Ayersville on this opening night of GMC play here from Craig McCord Field. Second and 14. Ball sitting at the 49-yard line. 3 backs again across the back from Zartman. It'll be, looks like Sproul with it, and he'll go right side. He's going to gain about 2, Scoop, but just not a lot of room up the middle for any of these backs for Ayersville.
Well, you're right. You know, that time they went with the full house there, and they gave it to the halfback Sproul. He had to fight tooth and nail just to get 2 yards. So once again, going to bring up a third down and long. We'll call it 12.
It's a
what certainly
12.
is going to be 4-down territory, I think, as we know, as both teams have really showed their hands here, I think, early in this one. And
receiver on either side for Zartman under center, looking to throw. He's going to go down that right sideline, and this will be an interception. John Huffman read that one. He'll pick it off at the 20. We're going to back across the 35. He's still on his feet. Is he going to turn the turn all the way across to the 40, 45, into Ayersville territory at the 40, and it'll be brought down by Sproul. But John Huffman, and I think we got a penalty marker on this near sideline. I don't know if that's a sideline interference kind of penalty when they were running, but I tell you what, that is a huge first turnover of the night here, and it goes the way of the Fairview Apaches.
Yeah, and that's something that has plagued Ayersville the last couple seasons. You know, last year minus 14 in turnover margin, and this year has not been good. They've had a lot of cough-ups of the football. It hurt them in that tough loss to Mohawk last week. And here Huffman once again makes a stellar play. And all of a sudden when he reversed field, boy, he had only one man to beat.
So I think that's going to be is it a face mask against Fairview on this sideline? I think he was trying to stiff arm, and it ended up being but that's the first turnover of the night here. And, it was a nicely thrown ball, just off the mark. And I think John Huffman, credit him, coming up from his defensive back spot, he saw that play develop, and he just kind of ran under that football.
Right. He read like a book. He really did a great job jumping around. He was a center fielder on that, and the ball a little bit overthrown because the receiver kind of got tied up. Otherwise, it would have been a very nicely thrown ball, but Huffman with the big turnover.
Beals on first down will have a huge hole out across the 35. It'll be good enough for a Fairview first down, give him 12. And that's a nice solid run here. Again, a first down run for the Fairview Apaches.
And for Fairview, there's nothing wrong with getting first downs, running the football. You've had success here doing it, so they're doing a nice job of being a little bit more 50-50, a team that typically is 70+% throwing the football.
And they'll run it again here with Zedike left side. He goes across the 30, inside the 25, 20, 15. One man to beat at the 5. He'll be hit from the back, and he will be down at the 1 yard line. So 33 yards for William Zedike, and that's a big run there from the quarterback.
Yeah, great job by Zedike on the zone read that time. Did a nice job of faking the handoff, pulling it out. And, they went from the 34 to the 1 in a hurry. And, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The running game's been really potent here in this third quarter for Fairview.
And we've got a Ayersville timeout here with 3:23 to go in the third quarter. 29-14 Fairview. Back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Welcome back to Craig McCord Field. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller with you here on this Friday night. Week number 4, and Scoop, we were just talking about this, 110 yards on the ground for Fairview tonight. I've got Zedike down for 8. Yeah, there's a sack in there, but I've got him down for 8 for 67 yards. Beals, I got him down for 5 carries for 39 yards, and Grinnell Dennis 1 for 4. I mean, we've seen it. We saw it against Delta, using that run game a little bit to kind of sustain some clock time and things like that, but you add a second dimension to this offense, and boy, is that going to be tough.
You're right. It's been huge. Coming in, Fairview has been averaging just 4.7 yards per carry on the ground. But tonight, those numbers you talked about, those are unlimited carries. So their yards per rush tonight have been off the charts. And right now, looking at a first and goal from the Pilot 1 yard line, trying to get some separation here deep in this third quarter.
Inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone, first down and goal, as Scoop said, at the 1 yard line. It'll be 5 receiver set for Zedike. Back to pass. And great coverage on the back end from Ayersville. Now pressure comes. Zedike eludes it. Now he reverses his field twice. He's going to go for the corner pylon. He'll be in, and he'll be hit on that far sideline. There's going to be a penalty after the fact as he was hit out of bounds. Took out a camera person. I hope it wasn't our camera person, but it's a 1 yard West Banco touchdown run nonetheless for William Zedike.
Yeah, great job by Zedike again. He's a guy that's not going to force the football. We've mentioned how he can hurt you with his arms and his legs. And that time, it's almost unfair. You almost think it ought to be two-hand touch when you're trying to bring him down. He's so elusive. And fortunately for Ayersville, that penalty is only going to be 15 yards. If they gave that penalty as many yards as the official threw that flag high, they'd be walking that off 25 yards. But I think that was the right call. It's been a very clean game. You don't want to see that kind of hit happen there late. He was across the goal line. Might have lost track of where he was, but nonetheless, impressive drive by Fairview. They finally got a little separation, something they've struggled to do all night.
Well, this will be Vandermeer on for the point after. Zedike the hold. Snap is there. Kick is on the way, and it is good. And just like that, the Apaches will tack on another one. And now up 36-14 with 3:07 to go here in our third quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
DCTV Sports, welcome back to Craig McCord Field as Fairview tacks on another touchdown, this time a 1 yard touchdown run for William Zedike, his first rushing touchdown of the night, Scoop. 4 through the air and 1 on the ground now for Zedike. And I'll tell you what, he is really showing through the first 4 weeks of this season what a special young athlete he's become.
You know, he really is. We saw that when he was a freshman, but he just has gotten better, matured throughout the years. And here you're going to see the 15-yard walk-off on the personal foul. So right now, Fairview will kick off from the Pilot 45-yard line. So if you're going to onside kick, this might be a time to do it where you're going to force Ayersville into a long field no matter what you do, but they might just kick it out of the end zone. I expect an onside kick here just because of the field position.
So Vandermeer is going to tee it up at the Ayersville 45-yard line, and he'll step it back. Do you get points if you put this one through the uprights, Scoop?
Yeah, that's Australian rules football, not this.
And he will boot this one away. It's a low line drive kick. It'll go out of the back of the end zone, and he'll have a touchback if he's been close to getting down there anyway, but he's got a pretty strong
leg. It's not
leg.
a bad option, force a long field. You got a 3-touchdown lead right now. Make Ayersville earn everything at this juncture. And what a third quarter this has been for Fairview. Their defense has been outstanding, but their offense, well, we saw how good they were in the first half, but now that they're pushing some different buttons. We're seeing a little bit more of the run, but they've been very successful with it. Right now, the Pilots desperately need to get an answer here as they got 3 minutes and a little change here to work with in this third quarter.
It'll be first down at 10 for the Pilots. 2 backs in the backfield behind the junior quarterback Brady Zartman. And we got a false start again, another Service Master restore penalty. And this is going to be another time that Ayersville is going to start 5 yards back on first down.
Yeah, this is unfortunate because these are the penalties you don't want in week 1, but you certainly don't want them in week 4 when you're starting GMC play. But they've shot themselves in the foot many times here to start out drives. And one more time here as they're looking at first down and 15 and the ball resting inside their own 20 at the Pilot 15-yard line.
Well, I haven't been keeping track of penalties tonight, Scoop, but that's our 4th or 5th false start penalty just in this game here tonight.
Yeah, the Service Master penalties have really added up here for the Pilots. And again, when you don't have any margin of error, boy, it really makes it tough math for your offense.
We got another penalty flag here. There was movement on both sides. Let's see if our men in stripes are going to get together here. And I believe this is going to be against Ayersville again. That's a false start against the Pilots, so first down and 15 becomes first down and 20, and this will back them all the way to the 10-yard line. And, well, now if you're the Fairview defense, you're thinking, boy, we could tee off a little bit here, get some great field position, and really open this thing up.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Tim. We just saw the big play from Jonathan Huffman there to get that pick, nearly a pick 6, but he had a nice return on it.
It'll be a little misdirection, but the first man through will be Burner with it. He's going to dive forward for a yard or 2. Not much there for Eli Burner. And they'll give him 1 to the 11, but this is second down and 19 now for this Ayersville offense. And Scoop, that's a long way when you are averaging 3-4 yards of play.
Well, you're right. When you come in averaging 15 yards a game through the airways, you're looking at second down and 19. It really limits what you can do.
Just the third carry of the third quarter for Eli Burner. And now they'll throw this one out quickly to the near sideline. He's got space across the 30, and he'll go out of bounds. It looks like he might have been hurt as he was coming across the 20, Scoop, and you don't want to see that. But, well, he just kind of went down, and hopefully that young man's okay. It looks like maybe a cramp on this near sideline. They're going to stretch him out a little bit, but a nice solid gain there. He's probably could have been a lot more.
Yeah, I think so. It looked like I had a chance to go, but kind of pulled up Gimpy there after a nice block from Dane Ewers, the sophomore. Freed some space there on that home sideline.
So give him 11 out to the 22-yard line. And I think they're going to stop the clock here for a second just to give the trainers an opportunity to get him off the he's right on the sideline mark there. There's just cramp it up on this near sideline is the speedy Owen Lloyd, and he'll get some extra stretching in here on the sideline.
Yeah, You're glad to see it's a cramp, but it came at a bad time because, again, he had some space to run. Certainly would have had enough for the first down and maybe more. But right now, third down and the long 8 here for the Pilots.
Big third down for both of these teams. And it will be a little misdirection, and it'll be a gain of a couple of yards on the near sideline for Burner. They're going to give him about 2 yards there, Scoop, but that's going to be short of the first down. And might have been a face mask on that near side, but nonetheless not called. It'll be fourth down now for the Pilots. And
I think they did get it. It was the right call, too.
Oh, a delayed penalty mark there.
I didn't see the flag, but it should have been a face mask. I think most of us saw it there. And even though I didn't see the flag, they did get it right. And, boy, that's a big pickup. And how about Ayersville? They needed to go 20 yards to get that first down. They got 15 of it on their own, but they got the next 15 via the penalty. Fresh set of downs from their own 40.
It'll be a toss sweep to this near sideline for Burner. He'll lower the shoulder across the 45, and he'll go forward for.
Yeah, nice job there by Burner. You know, that time they ran that toss sweep, they go to the short side, so he didn't have a lot of realty to work with, but he was able to get a nice pickup there. One of the few times tonight that Ayersville's really kind of controlled first down. They get 8 yards there on a nifty run from Burner.
Clock spinning, or this clock will stop at 1:47 to go here in our third quarter. Second down and 2 at the 48-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield, and they're looking to throw, and it'll be complete to Sprout of the backfield across the 45. It'll be knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line, and that'll be a nice pickup of about 11 yards to Tucker Sproul, and a nice job there by Ayersville to convert.
Yeah, excellent job. Give a lot of credit out there to Brady Zartman that time. A good play fake, and how about Sproul there running a nice out coming out of the backfield there. And once again, another first down here for the Pilots on the move. They have the ball in Apache territory.
First and 10 at the 41. It's Eli Burner with it right side. Thought there was a little daylight, but he got stacked up quickly. Gain of 1 on first down.
Yeah, great job of wrapping up that time by Fairview. One of the few times tonight that Burner has not gotten a lot of those yards after contact. That time, once he was hit, you know, he was dropped. So a pickup of just 1 yard there on first down brings up 2nd and 9. But once again, certainly 4 down territory if you need it here for the Pilots.
Final minute of our third quarter. 36-14, a 22-point lead here for Fairview as the third quarter nearing an end. 2 backs behind Zartman, who stands under center, a little misdirection, and this will be a nifty run by Kobe Brown, the sophomore. Not a big gain there, Scoop, but again, a little something different to show this Fairview defense.
Yeah, you can see that coming up from this side, but again, a little counter reverse that time. The handoff to the wing back there going against the grain. Good looking pickup that time, but still going to be well short of the first down marker, as that'll bring up 3rd down and 6. What most likely will be the last play here of this third quarter.
3rd and 6, and it'll be a keeper for Zartman. He's back to pass, and it'll be over his intended target. It looked like he was looking at Burner at the 30. I think Burner might have thought there might have been a receiver behind him, just not sure what was going on. It'll fall incomplete.
Yeah, and there is laundry down on the field.
Oh, I missed that.
Came on the backside. I believe that was against Ayersville, so I would think that Fairview will decline it.
And they do.
So an ineligible man downfield. So now decision time here. Actually, no decision. 4th down and 6. You're down 3 scores. Ayersville certainly will go for it with 2 seconds left in this third quarter.
Barring a penalty, this should be the final play of the quarter. As Zartman comes to the sideline and gets the play from Coach Zartman. Play clock down at 12. They're going to have to move quickly to the line to save the timeout. Play clock at 5. 2 receivers to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. Zartman looks to that left side. He's going to go, and that pass was deflected. It looked like at the line of scrimmage it'll fall incomplete. And our third quarter will come to an end with a turnover on downs as that falls incomplete. The Apaches are going to open up the fourth quarter with the football, first down and 10. We've got it for you next right here on DCTV Sports.
Discover affordable transfer opportunities at Northwest State.
Start here and save thousands on tuition.
Our advising team will help you get your credits transferred.
So don't wait another minute. Get started today.
Take a quick look at our Arthur Law Firm stat tracker. Third quarter for the Pilots, I had 52 on the ground, 43 through the air. And for Zartman, not a bad quarter for the young man. 5 of 8. Did have the 1 interception, but I've got him down for 54 yards in that third quarter. Burner led the way on the ground with 6 carries there for 38 yards, giving him 116 for the game. Flip it over to Fairview. A lot of yards on the ground in that third quarter for Fairview. How about that? 76 on the ground in that third quarter.
That's impressive. That's a dimension that certainly teams will have to take notice of. Everybody knows about their aerial attack. And that's awfully big. What an impressive third quarter. Really dominated by Fairview as far as the scoreboard's concerned.
Well, they'll open it up on first down, and it'll be an end around, and penalty marker is dropped. So this one's, I believe, coming back. That looked like maybe a chop block on the backside there, Scoop.
Yep. Yeah, that'll come back. Too bad Jonathan Huppen there was able to get a little room there to the wide side on the edge, but all for naught. As another service master penalty, this time against the Apaches.
Well, this hasn't exactly been the cleanest game here today. A lot of laundry on the field, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think both coaches certainly will be a point of emphasis next week in practice. The fact that, hey, we got to clean these things up. You just
especially
can't,
the false start penalties.
Yeah, you can't throw yourself off schedule. You can't lose field position. You can't put yourself in those one-dimensional situations. And now it's going to be first down and
eternity.
25. Almost a cruise ship here, we'll say.
Almost the ball back at the 21-yard line. Fairview back to pass. Zedike all kinds of time, and he'll go across the middle, complete to Huffman out near the 30-yard line. Give him a gain of 7 to the 28-yard line. So Hoffman pulls that one in and just kind of chunking off a little bit of yards. That's his first reception of the night, though, in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's all they need right there. Positive yards there. You get 7 yards on every crack. You're going to overcome a 1st and 25. So now second down and 18.
And they'll run it up the middle. This is, I think it was Beals with it up the middle to the 40-yard line, and that'll be an 11-yard gain for Beals and another nice run for Fairview.
How about Fairview now? 87 yards here in this second half on the ground. Again, this is the team that came in averaging 100 yards on the ground per game. They're going to get that here in the second half easily.
Third down and 7. 3 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left of Zedike, who stands alone in shotgun formation. All-out blitz coming his way. Pressure coming. He's going to avoid the first man, avoids the second man. You got to be kidding me. It's a first down and more into Ayersville territory across the 40. Ball's out. Will they say he was down or not? And that's a turnover. The ball came out, and it is a turnover as Zedike was hit at the Ayersville 40-yard line, and the ball pops out.
And how about Jeremiah Peak there snaking that football after a tremendous run by Zedike. Looked like he was going to take the sack there. Somehow he was able to evade it. But then as he was trying to go for broke there, the ball popped loose, and Peak pounced on it first turnover by the Apaches here on the night.
So the Ayersville offense will come back onto the field and look to answer with some points after being given an extra opportunity by their defense. With a first down and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Quick pass to the near sideline. It's hauled in by Lloyd out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. He's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they mark it. Looks like it's going to be about a gain of 9, and the speedy Lloyd able to get us some open space on the near sideline.
Yeah, nice job there by Owen Lloyd, and once again, the recipient of a nice block there by Dane Ewers there on the edge to free up some space. So great pickup of first down of 9. Here's the Hill with a little life here after creating that first turnover by the Apaches.
Second down and 1. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield and a little misdirection. Now Lloyd's going to throw it again. He's got a wide open receiver now into double coverage, but it's hauled in at the 30-yard line. And Ewers showing his size there, Scoop. 29 yards from Lloyd. And, boy, I'll tell you what, that's the second time tonight that they've hooked up.
Yeah, how about that? Tremendous catch that time by Ewers. That was a tough ball to throw. He's on a run, going left, throwing with his left, and somehow Ewers goes over the top and snares that football. Takes it all the way down inside the 30 of Fairview.
First and down at the 28-yard line. 3 backs in the backfield. First man through is Burner, and he'll just dive forward for a couple. But
this is huge for Ayersville, the ability to throw the football just a little bit, just to keep teams honest there a little bit. And again, why not? You got a guy like yours we talked about. He's that guy that's probably going to get that 50-50 ball for you. And that time, that ended up kind of being a jump ball, but yours with his athletic ability is able to haul that in. So right now, Ayersville trying to make this thing interesting here. With still 8:40 to go in this one.
Trailing by 22. Back to pass is Zartman down the near sideline. He's got an open peak, and that's going to be close to the goal line. He'll say down at the 1-yard line. Jeremiah Peak will haul that one in, and a nice throw from the junior quarterback.
Boy, it really was. Credit Zartman. He just dropped a dime that time, threw a strike. How about Jeremiah Peak? That was a good-looking route. He was able to get behind his defender in Olin. And Olin's one of those tough guys to get any kind of room on.
And we got a penalty marker down at about the line of scrimmage. So this is a huge call here. This is a hold against Ayersville. So this one, it will come back. And, boy, you hope that's not a drive killer, momentum killer, Scoop, but that's a huge penalty here late in the game.
Yeah, and that's too bad because Ayersville had pushed the right button that time. They had the right play call on with that defense, and looked like they executed, but they will pick up the first down as that's going to be a post-catch penalty. So they will get a first down. They get inside the Stanball Jewelers red zone. They'll have a fresh set of downs at the Apache 16-yard line.
Single back in the backfield is Burner, and a little end around for Sproul, and he'll dive forward at the 15-yard line, give him a gain of 1. That's a hard-fought 1 yard for Tucker Sproul.
That was a great run there by Tucker Sproul, and the reason I say that, Josh, I mean, that should have easily been a loss of maybe 4 yards, so there was no place to go. He saw an opportunity just to cut it up, lower the shoulder. So that's an impressive run there to just pick up a yard. And again, 4-down territory, 2nd and 9, ball on the 14.
It'll be Burner with it right side. No, excuse me, fooled me. It was left side give. And we'll check the number coming off the pile. And that was Owen Lloyd with it. He'll gain 2. And a little misdirection in the backfield. Fooled me, Scoop.
Yeah, it's a great execution again, carrying out the play fakes. They do get a decent pickup. Again, 4-down territory. Looking at 3rd down and 6 here.
And back to passes. Zarman goes for the end zone, and this is a jump ball for the corner of the end zone. Did he haul it in? I don't know. He hauled it in with the pass interference. Well, now they're going to say pass interference against Ayersville. The side judges calling offensive pass interference. So hold the horn. It was a 12-yard touchdown pass if it stands. And this will be pass interference against Ayersville, so wipe it off, Scoop. And boy, another big penalty here on this drive against the Ayersville offense.
Yeah, the service master penalties are really stacking up, and we knew that Ayersville just did not have enough room for error to make these kind of mistakes. But that time, just trying to create a little space that time, I think the officials made a great call there. You don't always see that called, but I certainly thought it was the right call from my vantage point. But credit Zartman, once again, that ball was right where it had to be.
I mean, that's a tough throw in the corner there, in tight space, and I think he did a really nice job. Nonetheless, the offense, and again, Ayersville coaching staff not happy about the call on that far sideline, but the guys in the stripes are the guys in the stripes, and here we are at 3rd down and 22.
Yeah, and the guys in the stripes have done a good job. We've had a lot of penalties, but we've seen most of them pretty easy, as far as the false starts, some of the face masks we've seen and so forth. And that time, another excellent call by an excellent officiating crew here tonight.
Back to pass on 3rd down. He's hit as he throws, and that'll be picked off. Second turnover of the night, second interception of the night, and this is Olinger. He's dangerous down this near sideline. He's got space across the 50, breaks a tackle at the Ayersville 20-40, and this is going to go the distance. An 80-yard interception return for a touchdown. I'm scanning the field, Scoop, to make sure there's no penalty markers down, but Logan Olinger does it on defense, picks off that ball, goes 80 yards for a pick six.
Yeah, what a play there by Logan Olinger, and that was all Olinger. That time he made a great break on the football. A pretty easy interception as far as his standards go, but the return was top-notch. We knew he was going to get some of that return. He had no business taking that to the house, but he broke 3 or 4 tackles before finally getting in the clearing. And he takes it to the house. Boy, that's a dagger there for the Pilots.
And sideline warning against Ayersville. And we'll see what Fairview elects to do here, Scoop. Leading by 28. The point after will make it 29. Of course, you hit that 30-point mark.
Yeah, if this is a tight game, I think with that penalty, you're probably going for 2 here. But right now, try to work on the kicking game here and make this a 29-point advantage.
And the kick is good, and the point after through the gates, through the uprights, and Fairview has extended their lead over Ayersville, 43-14. We'll take a timeout. 4th quarter continues after this on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to Craig McCord Field. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the ball game, and boy, Scoop, that we saw some switching back and forth, a little fighting back and forth here from these teams, and that's just a deflator right there. And a couple of big penalties on that drive for the Ayersville offense negated what could have been a score there, but then the ultimate deflator there, just that interception and the solid return from Logan Olinger.
You're right, it really was, and again. The penalties, looked like Ayersville was going to get that touchdown. It gets called back with a penalty. And then Fairview, right on cue, was able to get the pick 6 from Olinger. And, wow, that's a tough turn of events after Ayersville had really worked so hard on that drive to get themselves in position. Again, this is the Fairview team that's been a little bit on defense tonight, but they've been tough when they've had to be.
High end over end kick from Vandermeer will be taken just outside the 10-yard line, and he'll cross the 20, wrapped up and spun down eventually, and he'll be brought down back. And this is Going to be a 15-yarder on the end of this one, as I think the whistle blew and they kept on going. So.
Yeah, that's a tough one. They didn't call forward progress right away because it looked like he might be able to be elusive enough to escape. But once they did blow the whistle, the hit came a fraction later. That's tough sometimes to put the brakes on that quick, but I think that's the right call. I mean, you don't want to see any type of late hits at this juncture here. Well, this service master penalty will go against the Apaches.
Well, it's not really an intentional one. You play to the whistle.
No,
play to the whistle.
You're coach. You're not gonna get on those guys. I mean, you're playing hard. You go to the whistle, and again, that time a little in between. Normally, you're going to blow that dead. The fact they didn't, they kept playing. That's what you teach your kids. You keep going to the whistle. But again, that one just came maybe a fraction too late. I think he had sold out just when that whistle was about to be imminent.
So the Ayersville offense will get a little extra breathing room here to start this drive. And junior quarterback Brady Zartman here is, I'll tell you what, Scoop played a heck of a game here tonight. 45 yards passing through the first 3 weeks. And I tell you what, I've got him down for 91 here tonight. And, he does have the 2 interceptions, but boy, other
he's
than
growing
that,
up before our eyes, I think. I mean, he's really done a nice job, especially under the duress he's been looking at, because let's face it, with the penalties we've seen from Ayersville, all the tackles for losses we've seen from this Fairview defense, he has not had an easy track here tonight, but he's been very, very effective throwing the football. And, even though you don't want to end up with the L, I think you can take a lot out of this ball game. I certainly think Zartman can maybe build some confidence from this as well.
Gain to 3 on first down for Burner. Brings up second down and 7. Zartman back to pass, and he'll unload for that left sideline. His receiver stopped, and it'll be overthrown as he was looking the way of Ryan Johnson. It looks like Johnson just kind of got tangled up there with his defender and stopped his route.
Yeah, that's what kind of threw the timing off, the fact that they were kind of toe-to-toe, and credit Fairview. They did a good job of keeping everybody in front, and that slows down your speedsters there, and it kind of threw the timing off, so ends up being an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 here for Ayersville. Trying to muster some offense after an impressive second quarter where they outscored Fairview 14-8. They've been stymied here in the second half.
And a pass that's hauled in, one-handed catch there on that far sideline by Owen Lloyd. And that's a nifty little catch by Lloyd, but a short gain on second down.
That's a tremendous catch. Takes an athlete to reach out across his body like that, pulling in with one hand. Well, that's awfully impressive. It'll still be short of the first down, but it makes it a little bit more manageable here on 4th down and 4. You know the Pilots are going to go for it here. We'll see how aggressive this Apache defense will be here, looking at 4th and 4.
Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. They need to get to the midfield stripe for a first down. 3 backs across the back, and we got a whistle, and I believe we're going to get a timeout. Ayersville. We'll take it with them. 5:19 to go in the ball game. 43-14. Fairview leading Ayersville. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Just over 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter here at Craig McCord Field. Fairview leading Ayersville 43-14. Josh Bush, Scoop Miller with you here as Pilots will take a timeout here. And again, this 4th down, you want to get this right here. I mean, obviously, you're down a pretty good chunk here. It's going to be tough to come back against Fairview, but you want to get something here. If it's not for this week, it's for week 5 and 6 and 7. Confidence for this Pilots offense.
No doubt about it. You know, you hate to burn timeouts in this scenario, but it's certainly the right call because you do want to kind of win some of these battles. You know, you want to try to find a way to convert here in fourth down, put some points in the end zone, give yourself a shot in the arm heading into week 5.
4th down and 4. Zartman back to pass. All kinds of pressure in his face. Little inside screen. This will be first down for Burner. End of Fairview territory at the 48-yard line. Give him 6 yards. And a nicely designed play there by the Ayersville offense.
It really was. That time we saw Fairview. They came right through it there. They set the screen up nicely. And credit to Zartman. Boy, that pressure got on him in a hurry. He did a great job of drawing him to him. And then he put the football right where it wanted it to be, just enough for the first down. Takes the ball into Fairview territory at the Apache 49-yard line.
The drive stays alive for Ayersville with a first down and 10. And Zartman will throw again, and they'll look to this near sideline. And either a high pass or a miscommunication. I don't know if he thought the receiver was going out, but Owen Lloyd came in, and the pass will sail.
Yeah, that time looked like they just weren't on the same page, but that's a play that certainly opponents are going to take notice of when you're going against Ayersville. In fact, that'll be Paulding High School next week in Paulding at Keyser Field. But that's a play that looks like Ayersville can hurt you with. We've talked about how they do have some athletes. They've got some good hands receivers out there, and when they really start minimizing those penalties, this is going to be an offense that we've seen tonight. They can move the football.
Back to pass is Zartman across the middle, and this will be picked off again as he threw into double coverage. John Huffman with his 2nd interception of the night, 3rd turnover, and the 3rd interception of the night, and he'll return this one out near midfield. But just try to force that one there, did the young quarterback.
Yeah, that time defense was where it needed to be, and that's one of those times where you may just want to get a good incompletion, but that time tried to force something, and credit to Huffman. We talked about how he's one of the most underrated guys, I think,
100%.
here in Northwest Ohio, and he comes up with his 2nd pick here tonight, and that pretty much is going to be game, set, match here, as Fairview now looking good, up 29 here with the football as we near the 4.5-minute mark of this one.
So it'll be first down at 10, and I believe we have a new quarterback in the backfield for Fairview, and it'll be a handoff up the middle as Beal will have it. And the new quarterback is Gavin Brown, the freshman. So William Zedike's night is done, but Beals will have a nice solid run there on first down.
And we saw what Brown could do in that first half, on that fake punt where he was able to connect for 22 yards there on a 4th down and long. So this is what you want to see. You want your young guys getting some reps, getting some action with the Friday night lights. This is only going to pay dividends down the road.
All kinds of clean uniforms out there for Fairview as Brown will stand in shotgun formation, and it'll be another handoff up the middle. And that's Steven Mendez with the football. So
And I tell you what, Mendez and company, they're playing awfully hard out there. I mean, this looks like it's, hey, we got a tie game. They're trying to win it on us here, the way Ayersville's playing defense right now. I love that. You want your kids playing hard on each and every rep. Right now, Ayersville's still playing with a fire lit out there, trying to get a stop here. Even though this one, the outcome is certainly not in doubt any longer. They're still playing hard. That's a credit to not just the players, but the coaching staff out there as well.
So it'll be 3rd down and 2, and it'll be Beals with, no, excuse me. It'll be, I think he fell down short of the first down. That was Logan Weed with the young sophomore. And
yeah, you could see the knee come down right at the, when his knee came down, the ball was right at the 46-yard line. So great job there by Ayersville. They're still flying to the football, trying to turn the Apaches over on downs here as Fairview's looking at 4th down and 1. Clock now hits the 2.5-minute mark of this one.
As the Fairview offense will come to the line here with a 4th down and 1. Trying to just kind of ice this one with a first down. Shotgun snap. It'll be a first down for Evan Grine as he'll go out near the 41-yard line, so give him a pickup of 5.
That's a nice run. That time Ayersville kind of loaded up the box there, trying to put up the stone wall, but good downhill run that time from the Apaches. And right now they're going to just milk the clock here way. Probably just see a couple quick hitters up the middle. Just run to the 2-minute mark.
So Fairview will open up their 2025 league campaign, Scoop, with a win, and obviously coming off the season last year, you know, the GMC title is first on the list of things that they're looking to do in 2025.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Certainly that's been something that's been on their chalkboard since probably the last game last year. We want to get on top. The last time Fairview won the GMC was back in 2020. In fact, they went back-to-back in 19 and also in 20. But right now, preseason favorite, I would think, followed by Paulding and certainly a bunch of others. We know how competitive GMC can be. You know, remember Fairview took Ayersville to overtime. The last time Fairview won a league championship 2 years ago, they took them to overtime. That was a year that Fairview won just one football game. So, you know, that's a team that competed, and that's how the GMC typically is. It looks like we'll have time for one more play before this one goes final.
So the clock will spin, and one final knee put down, and that is our ball game. Final score from Craig McCord Field tonight. Fairview winner 43-14. Stick around. Our postgame show is next.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Sherwood State Bank, your community bank with locations in Sherwood, Defiance, Fayette, and Archbold. Sherwood State Bank, your community bank since 1945. Online at sherwood.bank.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Discover top quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Welcome back to our final score here at Craig McCord Field as the Fairview Apaches will knock off Ayersville in the opening night of league play 43-14 as we take a look at this one here tonight, Scoop. Obviously, we talked about it coming in. Opening night of league play for the GMC. This is a game both these teams want to win, but I'll tell you what, as much of an underdog as Ayersville might have been, if you had no idea about any of these two teams, final score aside, you would not have thought that this was one of those, favorite versus underdog kind of situations because Ayersville played a heck of a ball game here tonight.
Well, I couldn't agree more. That they came to this game believing they could get the job done. And as you mentioned, certainly had to be heavy underdogs coming in. And what the word I would say, Josh, they just battled. For a team that's been on the wrong side of a running clock in 9 of their last 13 games coming in, these guys battled tooth and nail. I mean, even when they had some tough plays go against, they had some tough penalties go against, they kept playing. In fact, we saw that even on the final drive for Fairview, those guys are still out there playing hard. When you play at that type of intensity, you're only going to get better. So both these teams are going to win a lot of ball games. Fairview did not disappoint. This is the team, I think it's a real deal. They've got a chance to have a very special season if they can stay connected and keep working and getting better week by week.
Our postgame show tonight, courtesy of Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Keep your eyes healthy for a long life of clear vision. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, your family's vision source. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. More to come on our postgame show next here on DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Welcome back to our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. Apache's your winner tonight, 43-13. And, Scoop, as you take a look at some of the stats here for this one, as we take a look at our Arthur Law Firm stat tracker, if a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. Let's start with the Ayersville Pilots here tonight. And again, this is absolutely unofficial, but if balance was the name of the game, I have them down for 154 yards on the ground and 154 yards through the air. I don't know how good my math is, but
my math is not the greatest, but I would say that's pretty close to 50-50.
Yeah. For the Pilots, they were led on the ground by Eli Berner tonight, who had 26 carries for 120 yards and the one touchdown. So a solid night for him. And excuse me, I'm going to retract that. I'm going to go 26 carries. I don't know what I said originally, but 26 carries for that young man.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And did I? I'm trying to math all at the same time here. 120 yards. Tucker Sproul coming alive after that first quarter. He had 7 carries for 25 yards. But I thought the story of the night for this Ayersville offense was what we saw, and you said it right, I think. We saw the junior quarterback, Zartman, kind of grow up before our eyes here tonight.
Well, he did. He really did. He did a fantastic job. He was under a lot of duress. This was a Fairview team that was stacking up the box. They were stunning. They were sending a lot of different blitz packages, but yet he really stayed calm there. I know you're going to look at the stat sheet and say, well, there was 3 picks, but they got in that scenario. They got behind. They had to go upstairs, and that's kind of playing into Fairview's hands with all the speedsters and athletes they have in that secondary.
But I had him down for 11 of 21, 100 yards. So coming in, they had 45 yards in 3 games. 100 yards here tonight. He threw some really good-looking footballs out there tonight. Did have the 3 interceptions. Owen Lloyd, 2 for 2 tonight, 67 yards. on those halfback passes. So there you go for the Apaches, or excuse me, for Ayersville. Let's flip it over to Fairview, and this is certainly a tale of two different sides here. I've got them through the air tonight for 229 yards, 130 yards on the ground here tonight for the Apaches, which is, I think that's got to be some kind of record. But William Zedike, how about this? And you said it too, just another night for him, right? 10 of 18, 207 yards through the air, 4 touchdowns. He also ran the ball for 68 yards and a touchdown, but 5 touchdowns here tonight for William Zedike. His receiving core, he spreads the ball out like no other. Logan Olinger tonight, 4 receptions, 52 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Gavin Mead, 4 receptions, 72 yards and a touchdown. Fritsch had the long 67-yard touchdown. Garza, Huffman with a couple of catch each. And then you look at the running back tonight, and we saw a new face back there in Beals, who came out not necessarily the regular guy back there, but Kellen Beals ran the ball 7 times tonight for 58 yards is what I had him down for. And you add in the 68 yards on the ground from William Zedike, and now you've got a second dimension to this Fairview offense. But our stats tonight, again, courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. Make sure you check them out if you have any of your personal injury needs. Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. But, again, going back to that running game of Fairview, Scoop, we know what they can do through the air. I mean, the stats that speak for themselves. But if you can add a second dimension to this Fairview offense, well, I'll tell you what, they're going to be causing a lot more havoc than they already do.
Well, I totally agree, because then you throw that second dimension there in Beals, and remember, Zedike's a guy that can hurt you with his legs so easily. I mean, we've seen that throughout his career, so that really is going to make this offense, I think, even more explosive, even more dangerous. And talking about that second dimension, I saw that with Ayersville too. You kind of mentioned it, Tucker Sproul there, but he's a guy that he runs hard. He runs downhill. He's a guy that's only going to continue to get better. So Ayersville, they kept getting knocked down. But what I like, Josh, they got off the mat every time they got back in there. And again, I think this team is certainly going to win some ball games before it's all said and done. No question about that.
Well, for the Ayersville Pilots, 0-4, 0-1 in the Green Meadows Conference on the road next week. No easy task. They'll head to Paulding to take on the Panthers, who at last check were handling business tonight. We'll take a look at some scores here before we wrap up. But last check there, they were handling business with their opening night of league play. And, beating Wayne Trace tonight 39-7. That game has gone final. So, Tenora, Edgerton, Fairview, and Paulding all get wins in the opening night. But, for Ayersville, the test doesn't get any easier, as we've said in the GMC. But Fairview, flip it over, 4-0, 1-0 in the Green Meadows Conference, and the test becomes real for them, because next Friday night they're going to be at home against Tenora, and that is one that they've had circled on their calendar for a while.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What a fun game that's going to be. Your goal is to go 1-0 in a week. Fairview was able to accomplish that goal tonight, but now let's get right back to the drawing board, because this is a Tenora team that ran the table last year in the GMC at 7-0 after starting out 0-3. And right now, boy, that's going to be a dandy in the GMC next week.
Well, we want to say a big thanks to Athletic Director Jared Stober and all the folks here at Ayersville High School and our entire crew. Boy, they're doing a lot of work here tonight. We have a unique setup with the space here at Ayersville, so we want to thank the folks here at Ayersville, thank our team, our DCTV sports team, getting out here and getting things done for us. Scoop, we had another good one here tonight, my friend. I'll tell you what, that's 2 for 2 this year for you and I, and I tell you, it's been fun, and appreciate you coming out here.
It's what a blast, and you hit the nail on the head. What a fun night. Great atmosphere at Ayersville. It always is, and these two rivals, as we mentioned, they've combined for 34 GMC titles, and Fairview looking good as they start out 1-0 in league play in search of their first GMC title since the 2020 season.
Well, that'll do us here tonight from Craig McCord Field. Fairview winner 43-14. You've been watching a sports presentation of Defiance Community Television.